Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Zoom event. You are now at Southern Leyte, a province of the Philippines located in the Eastern Visayas region, home of Ezelazu. My name is Nina Eliza S. Uy, and I'll be your event moderator. I'm very excited to be hosting in this event. Before we start, allow me to cover salient points regarding this event. This webinar event is called Navigating Amadeus System Towards Travel Expertise, and it's spearheaded and participated by the vigorous Applied Business Tools and Technology GDS students. Let us have some few housekeeping reminders for all our participants. We will now be projecting the online rules and etiquettes that I hope we all follow. May this reminder guide us throughout our session. Requesting the multimedia staff, thank you so much. Okay, these are the online rules and etiquette. First is rename your screen as follows: last name and first name. Second, do not navigate on the screen share features. Third, kindly unmute your audio and let this your time to speak. Fourth, leave your videos on. Fifth, the participants are encouraged to participate during the Q&A. You can also type your questions in the meeting group chat box. Our speakers can respond to this during the open forum. Be kind and polite in asking questions and expressing comments, suggestions, and or feedback of the comment thread. Lastly, this event is exclusive only for the registered participants. You are discouraged to post any pictures and other activities related to the event. The organizing team will prepare all documents for posting. Thank you so much. May I request everyone to switch on their videos for official group photo for each panel. Please open your camera and show me your beautiful smiles, everyone. Okay, show me your beautiful smiles. I can see that there are only few students who are opening their camera. Please open your camera, for this will serve as our documentation in this webinar. Okay. How about the others? I'm checking it. How about Jesselyn Kidal, Miss Janeline Orcolio, Catrice Quizon, Berenice Polo? Okay. Checking in. Okay. How about our resource speaker, Professor Benji Bibilla? Okay, thank you so much. First panel, 1, 2, 3. Second panel, 1 through 3. Thank you very much for your participation. At this point, let us pause for a moment of silence and let us remember that we're in the most holy presence of God in prayer. This will be followed by the Philippine National Anthem. Requesting the multimedia staff, thank you.
Let us all feel the presence of our Lord. Almighty God, our Father, we praise and thank you for this day. We come to you this hour asking for your blessing and help us as we are gathered together virtually. We pray for guidance in the matters at hand and ask that you would clearly show us how to conduct our work with a spirit of joy and enthusiasm. Give us a desire to find ways to excel in our work. Help us to work together and encourage each other to excellence. We ask that we would challenge each other to reach higher and farther to the best we can be. We ask this in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, tegas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa dagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng mata.
Welcome once again to this webinar, my dear participants. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our ever dynamic, our instructor, Miss Agnes A. Montañez, our instructor in Applied Business Tools and Technology GDS subject, as she shares to us her opening address and introduction of our resource speaker. Go ahead, Ma'am Agnes.
Okay, thank you, Eliza. May I ask everyone if I am audible?
Yes, ma'am, you
Yes
are.
po.
Okay, thank you. So greetings to each and everyone. It gives me great pleasure to grace all of your presence and participating in this webinar. Before we begin this webinar, I would like to give emphasis that this webinar is approved and supported by the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management. In behalf to our College Dean, Dr. Ingrid M. Uy, due to the conflict of her schedule, she can't be with us today. Hence, allow me to officially welcome you all in today's webinar entitled Navigating Amadeus System Towards Travel Expertise, and express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who sincerely committed to this event to make it a successful one. This event would have been impossible without the support of each and every one present here. The webinar is organized and conducted for the participants to gain insight and knowledge that would remain effective in their lives. I am looking forward that by the end of this webinar, you will be able to learn on how to navigate the Amadeus system. Also, this webinar will serve as a supplement to the absence of hands-on training, which help you build your skills and become globally competitive individuals. This webinar has an open forum right after the discussion of the resource speaker, and I encourage you to participate and ask questions relevant to the presentation. I hope this webinar will be profitable and fruitful to all of you. Without further ado, let me introduce to you our resource speaker, Professor Benji V. Villa. He graduated with a degree in Bachelor of Science in Travel Management at Our Lady of Fatima University, Metro Manila. After graduation, he worked as a reservation staff at Star Cruises, Genting, Philippines Limited. He obtained his Master's of Science in Hospitality Management in his alma mater and worked as Junior Corporate Travel Consultant at Raja Travel Corporation. In 2019, he became a college instructor at STI Colleges Ortigas Cainta. And in the same year, he became a corporate travel consultant at Goe Travel Philippines. Moreover, he worked as a travel consultant at Mango Tours and CX Loyalty in the year 2020. Currently, he is working as travel business consultant. At the same time, he is a BSTM college instructor at the World City Colleges and National University. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Professor Benji V. Villa, our resource speaker. A virtual hand of applause, please. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much po, Professor Agnes Montañez, for that very humble introduction of mine. Thank you so much for inviting me, and of course for having me here to impart, of course, my travel expertise, especially in navigating the Amadeus. You know, for almost 6 years na ata na gumagamit ako ng GDS, especially, of course, the Amadeus. So there, good morning again, everyone, and I hope marami kayong matutunan sa akin for today. Especially, please do expect disclaimer that this webinar will be, somehow workshop. Okay, it will be parang workshop in a way, since I will be teaching you on how to create a reservation, especially under Amadeus. So maybe later, if I can, of course, I can provide you at least one username and password to navigate Amadeus for me to know if may natutunan ba kayo. So you better take down notes later, especially it will support your competency. All right, so kahit wala kayong nagamit na Amadeus for this or any GDS, at least makatulong kahit papano that you will gain kahit maliit lang or kahit konting knowledge lang or expertise on how to navigate GDS specifically, of course, Amadeus. So to begin, allow me to share my screen first. Kumain na po ba kayo? Pagka nakipag-usap ako sa mga, of course, sa mga students ng Southern Leyte State University. If you gonna greet me today, paano niyo ba ako i-greet dapat? Natatakot ako magkamali sa pronunciation ng greetings eh. Ay, para wala atang estudyante dito, Miss Agnes.
What is it, sir? What is it? Ano po yun?
Can you greet me a good morning or good morning everyone?
Good morning, Professor Benji Evilla. How's your day?
Any dialects from Southern Leyte? Ano ba yung ginagamit natin na dialect to greet
Mayong buntag,
someone?
sir.
Bisaya po. Bisaya.
Bisaya. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Akala ko waray. Actually,
Tacloban.
nagsisearch ako last night. I see. Okay. Thank you so much. So there, hello future travel expert. So today, I am tasked to, of course, to impart my expertise, especially in navigating Amadeus as, as a reference to become, a future travel expert. So kanina na-introduce na ako kanina ni Miss Agnes. So thank you so much. So yeah, nasabi naman lahat ng background ko. So allow me to, alam mo yun, quick story about my experiences. So after I graduated in college, so I started actually working na as a reservation specialist. So there, nag-start na ako mag-navigate ng mga different systems. So hindi lang actually Amadeus, hindi lang actually specific global distribution system yung na-try ko nang i-navigate, but also Opera. I don't know kung na-discuss sa inyo before si Opera. Si Opera is actually the largest GDS naman po being used naman sa hotel and restaurant operations and even cruise. So there, nag-start ako mag-work actually under Star Cruises. I'm very proud actually. After I graduated in college, I started working with, a big company like Star Cruises. If you don't know Star Cruises is actually the largest cruise line operator in Asia Pacific. So I'm very proud. But, under ako ng back office, or I do the reservation and even inventory management. So after there, nag-start na ako ng career ko as, as a travel consultant, specifically corporate. I handled corporate reservations or corporate travel arrangements. So there, I started na actually using different GDS, which is, I can say na yun yung naging perks ko talaga working as a travel consultant. So most definitely, kung di kayo papalarin mag-airline, I'm pretty sure kaya kayo nag-BS tourism is because you wanted to become a flight attendant. Palarin, of course, may nag-aantay sa inyong travel agency na industry to work with. Ayan. So, tumagal ako kay Raja Travel as a corporate travel consultant. So there, I assisted corporate bookings, corporate ticketing, and travel arrangements. And then nagtuloy-tuloy na siya hanggang sa lumipat na ako sa JP Morgan, lumipat na ako sa Mango Tours, sa CX Loyalty, and even kay Go Away Travel. Just so you know, Mango Tours is actually one of the top performing travel agency management in the Philippines. And by the way, Raja Travel Corporation is the largest travel agency in the Philippines as well. And Go Away and even JP Morgan, of course, international travel agency sila. So I even work as a corporate travel consultant there. And then even naging co-founder ako ng Alpha Multicore Travel and Tours Incorporated. So kami nagtayo ng travel agency, and thank God until now, fully operational pa rin sila even pandemic. And there, I am also a full-time faculty at National University Philippines and World City Colleges. And yeah, so to discuss what are the perks, of course, ng pag-work ko sa industry for almost 6 years now. Of course, I gained a lot of trainings and certifications, such of course, certification under the GDS or the Global Distribution System. I have a complete certification under Amadeus. So later we will be talking about Amadeus. Of course, I gained the certification under Sabre. So it pronounced po as Sabre, not Sabre. All right. So there, nag-training din ako and nag-workshop ako ng Sabre. And also, I have a complete certifications and workshops under Travelport, all right, under Galileo and WorldSpan. Okay, so there na kompleto ko lahat, even up to Galileo Exchange Ticketing workshop. So doon na nag-start actually yung career ko bilang expert pagdating sa GDS or navigating the GDS. All right. And even I also awarded as a travel port smart point air specialist. So ayun yung pinakamasasabi kong naging achievement ko or naging perks ng pagiging travel consultant ko because of kung wala naman si Raja Travel Corporation, kung wala naman si GoWay, kung wala naman si JP Morgan, wala naman akong makukuha na certification in event training school. Just so you know, mahal ang bayad pagka nag-training ka or nag-workshop ka sa mga top performing GDS or yung top GDS na meron tayo in the industry. So, thankful ako na pinadala nila ako sa mga trainings and at the same time, na-achieve ko yung mga certificates and of course yung training na hindi siya nag-expire actually. Alright, so from there, nagsimula yung career ko hanggang sa ako na yung kinukuha ng mga travel agency because iba yung edge kapag ka meron kang certification sa GDS if you want to work in the travel agency management or even actually under the back office ng airline. Okay, since ang ginagamit ng mga airlines natin na reservation system is of course the GDS. So there, actually, kung mapapansin nyo, lahat ng major GDS, okay, nagamit ko na, okay, sa 6 years kong pag-work as a travel consultant. So, kumbaga sa utak ko, naghahalo-halo na yung commands, naghahalo-halo na yung operations ng GDS. Especially, pagka lumipat ako ng ibang travel agency, ibang GDS na naman yung ginagamit and so on. But really, I'm really thankful kay Raja Travel Corporation because nagamit ko lahat. Of course, ng GDS doon from Travelport, Galileo, and WorldSpan to Sabre, and even up to Amadeus. So there, so I was tasked to discuss to you the navigating Amadeus system towards travel expertise. All right, so to begin, let's discuss first, what is a travel expert? All right, so that will be our actually objective while navigating distribution system. All right. So ano bang meron as a travel expert and paano ba natin siya ma-apply using the Amadeus or the GDS? All right. So if we will define, of course, a travel expert is someone who is expert in the following. Of course, number 1, travel advising. So when we say travel advising, share your expertise when it comes to travel itineraries, of course, geography, and even travel advisories. All right, so that is travel advising. You should know how to assist your customer or your travelers or your tourists in the perfect, of course, destination, perfect airline to be used, perfect hotel property to be used, and even, of course, other documentations like passport, visa, and even yung mga requirements natin pagdating sa health protocols, especially nowadays na meron tayong COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, someone who is expert in preparing tour itineraries, so you should be knowledgeable enough on, of course, geography. Dapat alam mo kung paano yung pasikot-sikot as a travel consultant or as a travel expert. You should know the perfect way. You should know the perfect route to be used, all right, for a perfect itinerary. Of course, to serve your tourists or your clients well, especially in providing them the best travel experience that they could ever have, of course, during their travel period. Of course, someone who is expert in making a reservation. So technically, a travel expert is a travel consultant. Ano bang ginagawa ng travel consultant? All right, so you should be expert in making a reservation. Okay, making a reservation through different travel components. If you could still remember, the 5 A's of tourism, those are the travel components that we have. Of course, attractions, accommodation, accessibility, amenities, and even activities. And of course, you should be expert in ticketing. When we say ticketing in the travel industry, ticketing is all about knowing the different fare policies, all right, room inventory policies, even mga terms and conditions of the of the travel components or the travel services providers. All right. So later pag-uusapan natin si ticketing, how important ticketing as a travel as being a travel expert. All right. And of course, you should be expert in documentation. So when we say documentation sa functions of a travel agent or travel agency, we're not talking about on how we can compile or how we compile different documents such, receipts, even documentations of the papers. We're not talking about compiling documents, but we're talking about important travel-related documents such, of course, you should be expert in arranging passport. You should know how to read passports, ang ginagamit si passport, si visa. Of course, even yung mga ancillary services natin such, of course, we have the car rentals, we have travel insurance, seats requests, baggage allowances. Those are actually documentations. Even actually, of course, ang pinaka-importante nowadays that we have a COVID-19 pandemic pa din, we have a lot of travel restrictions. We have, of course, the health protocols. So those are the documentations or those are the things that a travel expert should have, 'di ba? Ito dapat yung mga characteristics ng isang travel expert. So technically, this expertise can actually support by the GDS. Did you know that being a travel expert when it comes to travel advising, preparing tour itineraries, making a reservation, checking the rules, checking the policies of the airline or the hotel property, and even checking the requirements or the required documentations to enter a specific country can be found actually or can be a feature of the GDS. So I'm pretty sure alam niyo ang ibig sabihin ng GDS. When we say GDS, again, it's Global Distribution System. So in the industry, we have actually four major, but since nagkaroon na ng mga acquisition, all right, naging tatlo na lang. We have three major GDS providers. Okay, of course, we have Sabre, which is the oldest one, owned by American Airlines. I'm pretty sure you have a little background about Sabre. All right. Of course, we have the Travelport. Under Travelport, we have Galileo and WorldSpan. And of course, we have the youngest one, we have the Amadeus. All right. Amadeus is actually owned by Air France, Air Iberia, and SAS Airline. Ayan. So kung sisilipin natin ulit yung background ng mga different GDS, they have actually their own target market. Sabre is American company or American GDS. Travelport is actually a European and Amadeus is also a European. All right. So there. So that is the major GDS, which is kung tatanungin natin yung mga estudyante ng tourism and even, someone working in the industry, especially travel and tourism, for them, they can define GDS as sakit sa ulo. Ganon din ba kayo nung nagle-lesson kayo ng GDS, nung pinapakita sa inyo the different functions of GDS? For sure na sabi niyo sa sarili niyo, ayoko niyan, sakit sa ulo niya, nang hirap na intindihin. Okay, actually hindi first time sa inyo yon. Actually even yung mga students ko that they have their own Amadeus username or credentials. Alright, ang sabi lang nila sa akin lagi, sir, ayoko na. Suko na ako kay Amadeus, suko na ako sa ibang GDS because it's very hard actually to understand and hindi talaga siya kayang pag-aralan ng isang upuan lang. And then I'm telling you, sa 6 years ko sa industry, okay, until now, andun pa rin ako sa stage na I need to explore the GDS for me to, alam mo yun, para masabi kong expert talaga ako and para masabi ko na madali na talaga siya para sa akin. Alright? And ganun din sa industry, yung mga baguhan sa travel agency, baguhan na nagtatrabaho sa airline, especially back office. Ang una lang impression about the GDS, regardless kung Amadeus, Sabre, or Travelport yan, ang hirap niyang gamitin, masakit siya sa ulo. Literal, nanggaling din ako sa situation, okay, or scene na ganyan din ang itsura ko sa harapan ng computer ko habang nag-work ako sa travel agency, kay Raja actually. So, ang hirap na intindihin. But, since natutunan ko na lang din siya along the way, of course, with the support of my with the support of the travel experts na ka-work ko before, of course, natutunan ko siya, and because of the trainings, workshops, ayan, mas lalo ko siyang nagamay. Ayan. So I'm pretty sure ganoon din kayo. So most probably later, ganoon din na magiging reaction ninyo. All right. But given the fact that, GDS won't be easy, hindi siya talaga easy to navigate. All right. Let's discuss the benefits of using GDS. All right. So even sa management perspective or as a travel agent perspective, or even, of course, as a student or a future travel expert's perspective. Number one, benefits of using GDS. Okay, in general, where I'm not talking about Amadeus lang. In general, regardless kung Sabre, Travelport, or Amadeus yan, number one benefit of using GDS, of course, it is a one-stop shop of travel-related products and services. When we say one-stop shop, andun na lahat. It's actually a market. Okay, a market of what? Different travel-related products. Airlines. All right? We have airlines, we have hotel property, we have car rentals, we have different travel-related products in just one navigation. Okay? In just one, software, in just one system, we can actually pull out a lot of travel-related products and services, such, of course, airlines, hotel property, and even car rental companies. All right? It's a one-stop shop. Very very advantage yun ng GDS. You don't need not to use other platforms. You don't need not to use, other websites, other system to pull out inventories. By using GDS, regardless kung ano mang GDS yan, you can pull out different travel-related products and services. And from there, you may also purchase it, of course. Second benefit of GDS, of course, easy access and accurate airline seat inventory. Yes, easy access because you can pull out different airlines and even hotel availability. Did you know that in every GDS, they have almost 500 airlines na nagbebenta doon? All right, so meaning to say, by using the GDS, you don't need not to go to the website of Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific, Air Asia, Singapore Airlines, or kung anong airlines na nasa ibang bansa man yan, hindi man nakabase sa Philippines, you may still pull out that specific airline inventory. And at the same time, not only easy access, but also accurate. Okay? Kung ano ang nakikita ng airline staff, especially back office, okay, sa system nila, hindi na nakikita sa GDS. Regardless kung anong GDS yan, Sabre, Amadeus, or WorldSpan, or Travelport, or Galileo, iisa lang tayo na nakikita. Very accurate. Alright? So live inventory and at the same time, accurate information ang makukuha mo. Same fare rules, same restrictions, same rules, same rate kung kaya, alright? Same inventory, of course, ng seats or ng even rooms, okay, if we will be talking about hotel property inventory. Of course, aside from easy access, accurate inventory, and a one-stop shop, another benefit of using GDS in the travel operations, of course, we have commissions and markup control. Ayan, favorite yan ng mga may-ari ng travel agency. And naging favorite ko siya before. Did you know na naging commission-based travel agent ako. So, wala akong sinasahod. I mean, wala akong basic salary. So, when I was working with Mango Tours, wala kaming basic salary, like wala kaming monthly na sinasahod, wala kaming basic salary. So, masahod kami sa commission na nakukuha namin sa nabebenta namin. So, technically, umaasa kami sa kung paano ang diskarte yung gagawin namin sa markup ng rate. Say, for example, nakikita ako sa inventory ng airline, alright, it's only 5,000 pesos. I can mark up or I can do, a simple markup like, say, for example, 5,000, 3,000, ganyan. So, because of the GDS, sobrang mapaglalaroan mo, of course, yung rate because we have a lot of ways on how to pull out rates. We can also apply very, very madali na lang mag-apply ng discounts. Say, for example, you have 5% commissions, 3% commissions, madali mo na lang siya maka-compute and madali mo ma-anticipate how much, okay, how much will be your total revenue to that specific airline inventory or even hotel property. I remember before na nag-work pa ako sa Mango Tours, hindi ko siya nakukuha sa teaching ngayon. Alright? Before, kumikita ako for one cut-off for 10 days. Alright? 50,000, 60,000. Because of the benefits na nakakontrol namin yung markup and commissions namin using the GDS. And of course, last benefit. Actually, we have a lot of benefits, but nilimit ko lang siya into 4. Of course, mastery of travel-related information. Sir Bench, paano mastery of travel-related information? All right, you can master as if you know everything. All right, especially when advising your tourist or your client while working in the travel industry. All right, magiging alam mo lahat. Why? Because all information will be available pa din sa GDS. If you want to know the specific requirements to enter Singapore as of today, you can pull out that specific information using the GDS. If you want to know the lowest available rates on that specific airline, you can do that while using the GDS. You don't need to call the airlines, you don't need to call the embassy to answer all the queries. Everything will be available kay GDS as long as you know how to navigate, of course, the GDS. All right, even the embargo restrictions, ayan, entry restrictions, age requirements, and so on and so forth, you can actually find that one in GDS. All right, so everything na kailangan mong malaman sa travel information, kailangan makikita mo siya sa GDS. All right, kaya nga, lagi ko sinasabi sa mga students ko, you don't need to memorize everything. Hindi mo kailangan mag-memorize yung tinuturo namin sa school. Sorry. Sorry po sa mga professors here. You don't need to memorize everything. You just need to familiarize yourself. Okay? Kailangan familiar ka lang dun sa mga travel products, travel-related information. Alright? Because of the help ng technology, kaya nga tayo may applied business tools eh. Kaya nga tayo may ganitong course or may ganitong subject for you to know what is the importance of using or utilizing technology in today's, of course, generation or today's operations. Okay, lahat naman na kailangan natin, makikita natin yan sa system as long as, again, you know how to navigate it. Naniniwala ba kayo doon? Hindi nyo kailangan kabisado. Ayata codes? Nag-ayata codes na ba kayo before? Not yet. Not yet? Ayata
Yes, sir.
codes
Not yet.
Ayata code ang kinakatakutan ng mga tourism students. Okay? So kung di nyo man siya makabisado because we have actually more than 500 Ayata codes. Alright? Airport pa lang yon. Alright? Wala pa sa airline. Okay? So madami tayong kailangan kabisaduhin. But again, kung hindi mo siya makabisado, huwag kang mawalan ng pag-asa because we have the tools like, of course, GDS, like Amadeus, who can provide you the specific code to help you in the operations. Again, as long as you know how to navigate that specific tool. Okay? Kaya nga isang requirement natin as a travel professional, okay, kailangan computer savvy ka. Okay, dapat techie ka pagka-graduate mo. Hindi pa pwedeng wala kang alam sa technology. Hindi pa pwedeng hindi mo alam mag-navigate na kahit na isang system lang. Okay? Hindi pa pwedeng hindi mo alam paano i-close, paano mag-create ng booking, ano yung pinagkaiba ng Mr. and Miss, ano ba yung importance ng mga passenger type code, and so on and so forth. Ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng direct flight, non-stop flight, and so on and so forth. Alright? So, everything that you need to know, available yan sa available technologies natin, specifically or especially GDS. Sa 6 years ko sa industry, hindi ko na makabisado lahat eh. But because of, again, the system, because of the GDS, nagiging madali lahat. Okay? Nagiging efficient and effective yung trabaho ko because of the GDS and because of available in the company or sa company na pinagtatrabahuhan ko. So those are the benefits of GDS. So now, the question, Sir Bench, mahirap ba gamitin ng GDS? Okay, Sir Bench, mahirap ba ang gamitin talaga or i-navigate si Amadeus? Ang sagot ko, depende sa gumagamit. Alright? Most probably depende sa gagamit and depende, of course, sa willingness ng taong gagamit ng GDS. Okay? The number one that you need to consider in using the GDS, are you willing to learn? Diba? Are you willing to learn despite of the difficulty of memorizing all the commands, all the codes, all the transaction commands or transaction or mandatory transactions in order for you to, syempre, to find the details. Of course, it's all about and willingness to use the system. Pero kung tatanungin niyo ako talaga, literal, kung mahirap ba talaga siya, of course, yes, at first. Okay? Sa simula lang naman mahirap. Ganoon naman talaga sa buhay, di ba? Mahihirapan ka sa una kapag nagamay mo na yung isang bagay, madali na lang. Correct? And kung talagang gusto mong matutunan yung isang bagay, di ba? Regardless kung mahirap yan, magagawa mo siya. Okay? So, to answer the question, of course, kung mahirap ba ang gamitin si Amadeus, mahirap bang gamitin si GDS, again, it's all about your willingness to learn, your willingness to navigate or to utilize this system. Okay? But I'm telling you, kapag nagtayo kayo na business someday, especially travel agency, hindi pa pwedeng wala kang system or wala kang GDS na ginagamit. Okay? Regardless kung ayata or non-ayata travel agency ka pa. Alright? So that's to answer the question, mahirap ba gamitan si GDS? So now, para hindi ka mahirapan, of course, in utilizing the GDS, these are actually some of my, checklist. Ito yung lagi kong binibigay kapag ka nagtitrain ako sa Raja Travel before kasi naging trainer ako ng mga baguhan. I don't know, parang naging HR na din ako before. Parang naging somehow part ako ng training team ng GDS, of course, ng mga bagong travel agents. These are actually my own essentials. Alright? Ito rin yung ini-impart ko, of course, sa mga students ko before navigating the system or before navigating the Amadeus. Number one essential, you should know the IATA airport and airline codes. But hindi necessary nakabisado mo si IATA airport and airline codes. Why? Because meron naman tayong cheat sheet, alright, or meron naman tayong commands or meron naman tayong feature kay GDS, any GDS that you may decode or encode a specific airport or airline. The advantage na memorize mo ang IATA airport and airline codes, mas magiging mabilis yung transaction. Alright, so we really encourage everyone, we really encourage our students to familiarize themselves with the airport and airline codes. Okay? Hindi nga required na kabisado, but at the end of the day, ang maaapektuhan pa din sa'yo is yung work efficiency mo. Efficiency meaning to say mabilis. Okay? Mas nagiging mabilis ang transaction. Okay? Next essential, of course, you should know how to read or how to use 24 hours clock format. Familiar po ba kayo sa military time? Not yet?
Familiar,
Hello?
sir.
Familiar, all right. Kahit hindi ko pa nadidiscuss to sa mga estudyante ko, especially first-year students, all right, lagi ko silang sinasabihan na start changing your clock format sa cellphone ninyo para masanay kayo, all right? So, kailangan syempre, 9:48. Normal naman to na format, of course. Papansin nyo, walang AM or PM kapag sa 24 hours clock system. So, lagi ko sinasabi sa mga estudyante ko, as early as now, sanayin nyo yung sarili nyo na naka 24 hours kayo. Huwag nyo sanayin yung sarili nyo sa 12 hours. Alright? Kasi sa industry, regardless kung nagtatrabaho ka as a travel agent or nagtatrabaho ka sa airline industry such flight attendant ka, even ground attendant ka ng airline, alright, ang oras natin sa industry should always be 24 hours. Lagi tayo naka 24 hours. And kailangan masanay kayo sa 24 hours clock format. Ganon din sa GDS. Alright? Kung Titingin ka ng flight availability sa GDS, Amadeus Sabre or Galileo or Travelport. Alright? Naka 24 hours yon. So, malilito ka. Di mo alam, di ba? So, instead na mabilis kang mag-transact, mabilis kang mag-create ng booking, tumatagal ka kasi kino-convert mo pa isa-isa. Like, ano nga ulit oras yung 23? Ano nga daw oras yung 00? Okay, so para mabilis ang trabaho mo, since ganun ang bubungad sa'yo sa GDS, number one essential or part ng essential kayo, very good. Kung hindi pa, it's never too late. Alright, simulan nyo. Change your clock format sa cellphone ninyo. Ang sarap pagka nakabisado mo siya. Okay? Like, mabilis ka nang makaka-identify, alright, ng tamang oras. Alright? In fact, parang Pilipinas na naman ang gumagamit or sanay sa 12 hours. Pag pumunta ka ng Thailand, pag pumunta ka ng Singapore, kahit yung mga malalapit sa atin, naka 24 hours sila. Mas sanay sila sa 24 hours. Okay? Next essential, of course, you should know the phonetic alphabet. Okay? Alam niyo po ba ang phonetic alphabet or yung military alphabet natin?
Yes.
Yes, you should know the phonetic alphabet.
Yes, sir.
Especially if you don't know na how to navigate the system kasi GDS, of course, consists of different commands. So I'm pretty sure medyo na-discuss sa inyo yun, medyo. Alright, yung mga commands natin. Lalo na kapag tuturuan ka ng mga travel expert, okay, pag sinabi sa'yo, do the command alpha, papa. Kasi para hindi malito, para mabilis magturo, para mabilis ka mag-navigate, you should know how to use phonetic alphabet. Same with kapag tatawag ka sa airline, did you know kapag magbibigay ka ng booking reference, kailangan mo siyang i-spell out. Okay, part yun ng pagiging travel expert. Alright? Pagka nagpa-provide tayo ng mga booking references, nagbe-verify tayo ng names, especially when creating a reservation, ini-spell out natin siya using the phonetic alphabet. Okay? Even navigating the system, okay, especially kung magtatanong ka sa superior, you should know the phonetic alphabet. Okay, diyan kami lagi nagtatalo ng mga students ko pagka nagpapaturo. So ano nga po ulit yung command? So do the command. Ginagawa kong phonetic alphabet, din nila masundan kasi hindi pa rin kabisado until now. Okay? And of course, ito yung very essential para sa akin. You should always have a notepad. Alright? Kailangan dapat lagi ka nagte-take down notes. Sobrang importante nito. Actually, nung nagtrabaho na ako kay Raja Travel, doon ko natutunan na sobrang importante pala talaga nagte-take down notes ka. Why? Especially using the GDS. Hindi mo pa mamememorize lahat ng codes ng GDS. Regardless kung anong GDS yan. Especially Amadeus. Alright? Hindi mo agad, it's actually not easy to memorize all the commands. It's very hard actually. Ang dami nating commands, ang daming transactions na kailangan matandaan na hindi mo siya makakabisado agad-agad. So you should know how to use your notepad. Okay? Nung nasa industry pa ako, nung nakiraja pa ako, na-experience ko one time. Since bago pa ako hindi ko paggamay yung GDS. So tinuturuan ako ng trainer, ganyan-ganyan. So dumating sa time na nakulitan na sa akin yung supervisor ko kasi every yung notes, especially when navigating the GDS or the Amadeus, kailangan mo talaga ng notepad. And I'm telling you, magiging best friend mo si notepad mo or yung notes mo. Right? And hindi lagi ko sinasabi sa mga estudyante ko and even sa mga OGTs na na-handle ko or mga bagong employees sa Radio Travel before. Alright? Kung kailangan ako magbigay ng notebook, I will do that para hindi tayo pa ulit-ulit. Alright? So, dito pala malalaman mo na hindi pala talaga madaling gamitin si GDS kung isang upuan lang. So, kailangan mo ng notes. Alright? So, actually, ito, meron akong notes dito. Dito pa rin yung some important commands, alright, na kailangan kong, na essential for me, na lagi kong nakakalimutan kapag nagtatransact ako. Especially, ang dami ko nang alam na GDS, so naghahalo-halo sa utak ko yung commands or yung transactions. Alright? And of course, lastly, na kailangan mo, very essential. In fact, you need a lot of patience. Sa akin, pag nagtuturo ako ng GDS, especially Amadeus. Alright. Hindi daw ako magaling magturo, of course, ng commands or ng GDS. But literally, nakakaubos naman talaga siya ng pasensya. Okay, especially kapag kabaguhan ka pa lang. Alright, especially kapag nag-start ka pa lang mag-navigate ng GDS or ng Amadeus. Kailangan mo talaga ng matinding patience kasi ilang beses mo siyang uulitin. Okay, ilang beses kang mapapaganito sa harapan ng laptop mo, sa computer mo, kasi hindi mo na alam yung gagawin next. Alright, so na-experience ko yan sa mga estudyante ko. Akala ko na-navigate pa rin sila. Maya-maya pag hinihingi ko na yung record locator or yung reservation, nga. Kasi naubusan na sila ng patience. Ayoko na. Ang hirap pag-aralan. Okay? But because of the motivation, ayan, thank God lahat ng estudyante ko nakapasa sila sa certification ng Amadeus. So lahat sila ngayon may certificate na ng Amadeus. So there, so you need a lot of patience. Okay, so again, pagka na-experience yung mag-navigate ng Amadeus or ng any GDS, kailangan nyo ng matinding patience. Okay? Kasi sorry sa word, nakakatanga naman talaga siya. To the point, nakakailing ka ng system. Okay, so later, malalaman nyo kung papaano. Kasi magne-navigate ako, tuturuan ko kayo on how to make a reservation. Alright? So are you ready? Are you ready to watch on how to navigate Amadeus? Syempre wala kayong account, wala tayong username. Okay? But are you ready to witness on how to navigate or how to use Amadeus?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sure kayo? Are you sure?
Sure.
Sure, wala naman kayong choice eh. Di ba? Nandito kayo sa webinar eh. But I'm telling you, you will be needing Biogesic or paracetamol para maintindihan nyo siya. Alright? I remember, natatawa ako sa paracetamol or Biogesic. May isa akong estudyante sa NU, sa National University. Tahimik na siya, tinatawag ko siya. Sabi ko, patingin ako ng can you share your screen? Allow me to guide you. Kasi yung reaction niya lagi sa reaction niya sa MS Teams, sa namin, sa platform. Lagi siyang naka-sad face, like laging sad face. Kung hindi sad face, laging umiiyak na emoticon. Sabi ko, bakit? Tapos sabi niya, Sir, may Biogesica po ba dyan, sir? Kasi ang sakit na po ng ulo ko. Then so doon na pinanganak sa amin yung, before tayo mag-lesson today, make sure na may Biogesic sa tabi ninyo. Okay, para pag sumakit ng ulo nyo, ayan, inom lang kayo, tapos balik ulit. Okay, so navigate ulit tayo. Alright, so there. So let's talk about or let's navigate Amadeus platform. Alright, so I will be teaching you lang, not everything of course, kasi ayoko naman na malunod kayo, but I will make sure na hindi mag-e-end tong webinar natin na hindi nyo na-witness or hindi nyo man lang at least natutunan paano mag-navigate or mag-create ng reservation using the Amadeus selling platform. So allow me to share my full screen para hindi mawawala yung PowerPoint ko. Sorry kung medyo makalat man yung desktop ko, kung may makikita man kayo. There, can you see my full screen?
Yes, sir. We can see it.
All right. So liitan ko lang. All right. So here, wait lang, liitan lang natin siya. So actually, this is the challenge sa akin kapag ka nagtuturo ako ng Amadeus or ng any GDS kapag ka online setup kasi ang hirap mag-share ng screen. So this is the Amadeus selling platform, everyone. So this is actually a cloud-based. All right. Before kasi, pag sinabi kasi natin cloud-based, I'm pretty sure may idea kayo about cloud-based. When we say cloud-based, you can access the system even if away kayo sa office, and at the same time you can store different details. All right? So that's the cloud-based. So dati si Amadeus and lahat ng GDS nung wala pang pandemic, kailangan ini-install siya sa computer. So ngayon, ang trends natin sa applied business tools, all right, or sa technology used sa tourism industry, naka-cloud-based na lahat ng GDS, even si Sabre and even actually si Travelport. So ibig sabihin, you can access the Amadeus using the World Wide Web, all right, or using the specific domain. All right, so you can access it through your through the help of Google or through the help of any search engines like Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. All right, so there, eto, nasa loob na tayo ng Amadeus. All right, so a quick tour lang. Okay, ano yung nakikita natin ngayon? This is actually the selling platform or the workspace of the Amadeus. So nakikita nyo, all right, so para tayong IT. Okay, so kung meron nagsasabi sa inyo na walang kwenta yung course ng tourism, puro na lang kayo ganda, puro na lang kagagwapuhan, ipakita nyo sa kanila yung GDS na para rin tayo nagpa-programming. So wala kayong nakikita at all na details aside of course sa different features of the Amadeus. Alright, so quick tour lang. So again, this is the workspace of the Amadeus and these are the different features like we have the file, go to, settings, scripts, and about. So di ko na siya isa-isahin sa inyo. A quick tour lang naman. Alright, so we have here under the account of my school. Alright, and of course we have the sign out and even the sign in history here. Okay, so today is December 8. So yung last login ko is last login ko nung December 8. Alright, so ginamit ko to last December 8. And then we have here the different functions. Okay, or search tab. We have here retrieve booking. We have the advanced, enter GDS commands, and so on and so forth. Pwede din ito mapapakinabangan because everything that you need to do here, alright, or everything that you need, everything na kailangan mo na travel information, kailangan mo siyang i-manually type here. Okay, so hindi siya kagaya ni Google na search, okay, so flight availability, blah, blah, blah. Hindi ganon. So here, lahat ita-type mo with specific transaction commands. So, ibig sabihin ng transaction commands, parang sa programming sa IT, may specific tayo kailangang i-type para mag-prompt yung answer. Okay, so wala kayong makikita dito na flight availability, wala tayong makikita dito na hotel availability unless you will do the transaction command. Okay, so yun yung mahirap actually sa GDS kasi they have transaction commands. Okay, to pull out a specific information or to pull out a specific inventory. So, kailangan mo talaga siyang kabisaduhin. Again, that's why kailangan mo ng patience and kailangan mo ng notebook to take down notes kung ano-ano ba yung mga different transaction commands na yun. Alright, so our topic to navigate really the Amadeus is how to make a reservation. Okay, that's really the goal of applied business tools okay, in the tourism and hospitality industry. Okay, we are actually not discussing lang yung different trends but also on how to make a reservation. Okay, so yun, let's do a reservation, of course, using the airline inventory. All right, we can actually create a reservation by creating a PNR. Familiar po kayo sa PNR? Familiar po ba tayo sa PNR? Narinig
Hindi
niyo na
po.
ba siya before? All right. So when we say PNR, very important terminology. So gusto ko matandaan niyo na from now on yung term na PNR. Pag lumabas kayo sa industry, travel agency, airline, they know about PNR. What is PNR? PNR stands for Passenger Name Record. Okay? And this is actually part talaga siya ng pag-create natin ng reservation and while navigating the GDS, specifically, again, Amadeus. All right? So a passenger name record contains the details of a passenger reservation and other information related to passenger's trip. So meaning to say, in order for you to create a reservation, you need to create a PNR. This is actually the main task that you need to do in utilizing or navigating the GDS. Okay? Kailangan mo mag-create ng reservation, thus kailangan mo mag-create ng specific document about your traveler. Okay? So each PNR consists of different information items or called elements. Okay, so si PNR, so Sir Besh, ang tanong, paano ginagawa si PNR? Ano ba ang dapat na meron sa PNR? Is it all about the itinerary lang ba, the passenger's name, okay, the information of the passengers and so on. So to create a PNR, we have actually 5 mandatory elements. Okay? These are the 5 mandatory elements. Ibig sabihin ng mandatory, kailangan, hindi pa pwedeng mawawala. So what are the 5 information needed for you to create a PNR or a reservation using any GDS? Actually, kahit anong GDS pa ang gamit mo, ito talaga ang mandatory elements natin. Okay? 5 mandatory elements are as follows. We have the name element. We have the itinerary element. We have the phone or contact element. We have ticketing element. And we have the received from element. Okay, so these are the 5 mandatory elements. So meaning to say, in order for you to create a reservation using any GDS, you need these 5 mandatory elements. Name, itinerary, phone or contact, we have the ticketing, and we have the received from. Okay? Kahit saan man kayo mapadpad na kumpanya in the near future at kung magkikreate kayo ng reservation using the GDS, I'm telling you, ipaparecite sa inyo to what are the 5 mandatory elements. As a tourism student, you should know these 5 mandatory elements. Okay, so hindi lang 5 A's of tourism dapat ang alam ninyo. Okay, pag nagtrabaho kayo sa tourism or travel industry, you should know the 5 mandatory elements in creating a reservation. Okay? So sa amin, sa industry, para mabilis namin siyang matandaan, alright, kinakategorize namin siya as print. Okay? P for phone, R for received from, I for itinerary, N for name, and T for ticketing. Okay, bakit print? Okay, kasi pagka na-create ka ng reservation, you need to print it. Okay, and again, isa lang ang mawala dyan, hindi ka makakapag-create ng reservation. Okay, kailangan, pagka naggumagamit ka ng GDS, kailangan mo itong 5 elements na to, okay, again, to create a reservation. So you need to print it. So isa lang ang mawala dyan, you cannot proceed in making a reservation. Okay? You cannot do any reservation without these 5 mandatory elements. Okay? So sana magte-take down notes kayo kasi later I will be giving you chance, okay, to navigate the system. I can provide you at least one. Okay? Wag lang tayo mapagalitan ng kinauukulan. Alright? One access. Okay? So later, mag-aalaw ako ng isang student to navigate the Amadeus. Okay? So there. Alright. So iisa-isayin natin siya. Alright. So first thing na kailangan natin i-discuss is to create an itinerary element. Alright. So hindi siya required na kailangan sunod-sunod, but allow me to discuss first itinerary. Alright. So using the Amadeus, how we can actually check air availability. Okay? So from here, from this workspace, all right, Sir Bench, nasaan dyan yung availability ng airline? May kailangan ba akong pindutin dito? Wala. You cannot. You cannot check availability using these features here. Okay, hindi siya point and click. Okay, system. Hindi siya gaya ng website sa tawag nito, sa mga airline na may calendar, then click ka lang doon, then mag-check na siya ng availability. So sa Amadeus, again, you need a specific transaction code or transaction command. Okay, so to check air availability, all right, you need to follow this transaction code. All right, AN is the transaction code to prompt a specific airline availability. All right, AN stands for neutral availability, and then followed by the travel date. Okay? May date format tayo na sinusunod sa lahat ng GDS. Ganito po yun. Okay, day, and month. Ibig sabihin, the day, which is 2 numbers always, and then that first 3 letters of the month based sa calendar. Say, for example, January, JAN, February, FEB, March up to December, or DEC. Alright? Okay, again, AN, which is the transaction command to prompt airline availability, followed by the specific travel date that you want to check, and then followed by the city pair. City pair ang tawag natin dito. Kung makikita nyo, kung gamay nyo man ng IATA codes, naka-IATA airport codes tayo. Okay, ang format natin for the city pair from the point of origin and then followed by the destination. Okay, so dito na natin ginagamit actually si IATA codes. Hindi yan pinapamemorize sa inyo dahil trip lang ng prof or trip lang ng CHED, trip lang ng BS Tourism Management course outline or program outcomes. All right? But because gagamitin nyo kasi siya when utilizing systems. All right? Not just because kailangan kabisado nyo lang. Okay? So there, dito natin siya ginagamit. Okay? So Sir Bench, paano kapag hindi namin alam, hindi namin maalala, do I need to open Google? Do I need to open my cheat sheet or whatsoever? No need, because kay GDS mismo, you can do that. Okay? Pwede ka nang i-guide on how to pull out, okay, or to pull out a specific airline or airport codes. Okay? So may way tayo on how to do that. Okay, so say for example, hindi ko alam yung city code ng, say for example, Singapore. Okay? So to do that, actually, you don't need naman to take down notes. Okay? Meron tayong command like DAN. Okay? DAN. And then followed by yung name ng city. Okay? And then enter mo lang there. Lalabas na dito yung IATA codes na pwede mong gamitin going to Singapore. So yung sinasabi ko kanina na even if hindi mo memorize, you can be a travel expert while utilizing the system or Amadeus. So from here, sa result na to, kung babasahin ko siya, of course, ang hahanapin ko lang dito is yung 0 kilometers, yung may 0K, nang ibig sabihin is airport na pinakamalapit, which is SIN, which is ang name is Changi International Airport. Okay, so there, magiging knowledgeable enough ka na. And at the same time, you may also consider some airports near Changi Airport like Paya Lebar, Selectar, Tenga, Marina Bay Cruise, and so hindi pala to airport. So there. So you can utilize GDS or Amadeus to pull out a specific city code or city airport code. Ayan. So from here, again, nagiging travel expert ka kasi di mo na kailangan magtanong. Okay, pagka kailangan mo i-provide kay passenger or kay traveler, alam mo na. Okay, so alam nyo na. Hindi nyo naman kailangan talagang kabisado si IATA codes. But then again, it's your advantage para mabilis kang mag-check ng availability or mag-create ng booking. Okay? So there. So magiging travel expert ka somehow. Okay? So say for example naman, Sir Bench, hindi ko alam yung specific airline code. IATA airline code. Diba? 2-letter code yon. Say for example, hindi mo alam. Meron din tayong command to do that. Just use DNA. Alright? And then followed by, of course, the airline name na gusto mong i-encode or gusto mong malaman yung IATA code. Say for example, di mo alam, Philippine Airlines. Philippine Airlines. E-enter mo lang, ipapakita niya na sa'yo, yung 2-letter code ni Philippine Airlines is PR or Papa Romeo. There, Philippine Airlines. There. So magiging expert ka talaga while navigating the Amadeus as long as, again, you know how to navigate the system. Alright? So there. So going back, so check tayo ng availability. Alright? So sabi ko kanina, ang command natin to do that, so kung ina-navigate natin si Amadeus, it's AN, and then followed by the travel date o yung date format. Pagka namali ka ng format, mamamali din yung Amadeus, and then followed by the city pair, your point of origin to your destination using the IATA codes. Alright? If I will do this one, I'll just type here AN for neutral availability. Say for example, I want to go to, yes? Yeah, I want to go to Singapore on March 20. Okay. From Manila, of course, to Singapore, like SIN. Then, i-enter ko lang siya here. Kung mapapansin nyo, masakit siya sa mata. This is actually the airline availability from Manila to Singapore with different airlines. Alright? Kung babasahin ko siya sa inyo, kung tuturuan ko kayo paano siya basahin, alright, so from here, makikita natin, may mga different information, may mga letters, ang sakit sa mata. Ano yan, Sir Bench? Ang sakit sa mata. O, ito rin yung ayaw actually ng mga estudyante ko. Alright? Kasi ang hirap nga naman niyang basahin. Sakit talaga siya sa mata. Ganun talaga. Alright? So, ito yung naging command ko kanina. AN, tapos travel date, and then city pair. Then, nung in-enter ko siya, lumabas lahat ng availability na meron from Manila to Singapore. Again, this is actually a one-stop shop. They can provide you, or the Amadeus can provide you all the availability na airline na naka-store kay Amadeus. And then again, this is actually a live availability. Whatever I do here will send to airline. Okay, so lahat to live. Tuturuan ko kayo paano ka magiging expert here. So wag na to. Availability lang naman yan. Alright. So eto, may nakalagay dito. Magiging expert ka, sa example, tinanong ka ng passenger mo, ay gusto kong malaman ilang days from today yung travel date ko, March 20. So sana malaman ano kayang ilang days na lang kaya siya. So makikita mo siya dito. Ito yon, yung 100. Ibig sabihin, 100 days from today si March 20. So you can just easily advise your passenger that hi ma'am, your travel date will be 100 days from now, which is March 20. So here, nakalagay. Okay. Hindi mo na rin kailangan mag-check ng calendar. Anong araw nga ulit yun? Hindi ko na maalala. Okay, di rin alam ng passenger mo anong araw siya aalis. Kasunod niyan is yung day of the week. Okay? Nakalagay dito, SU, ibig sabihin po niyan Sunday. Okay? MO, Monday. TU, Tuesday. WD, Wednesday or WE, Wednesday. TH, Thursday. FR, Friday. And then SA, Saturday. And then, i-remind ko ulit ni Amadeus that the dates that you were checking is actually March 20 and this is under military time. Okay? So makikita nyo na yung mga information dito. Okay? Yung mga flight availability natin with different airlines. Okay? So importante na meron ka ding idea sa mga different airline codes kasi yun yung availability na binibigay sa atin. Alright? So mapapansin nyo, may numbering. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, 7, hanggang sa last na availability. Alright? So mapapansin nyo, number 1, this is actually the flight availability number 1 under SQ915. SQ915 is actually the flight details or the flight number of the airline. SQ, pag tinapat ko yung arrow ko dito, actually magiging expert ka talaga kasi alam mo na rin. SQ, sabi niya, Singapore Airlines. Okay? And then 915 is the flight number. Okay, so the first flight availability na binibigay sa inyo ni Amadeus is under SQ915. So yun po yung ibig sabihin nun. And ano na to, itong mga next na to, ano na yan? Ano na yung mga numbering na yan? Ba't may mga letters and numbers? Ang ibig sabihin po niyan, these are actually the live seats inventory. Okay? Mapapansin nyo, letter Z, letter C, J, may letter siya. Ang tawag po natin sa mga letters na yan are booking classes. Okay? Kung tatanungin ko po kayo, sa letter nyo before, and kung di nyo ba natatakal, baka may nakakaalam, what are the different class of service sa airline? May nakakaalam po ba sa inyo? What are the different class of service sa airline? Kung sa hotel property, we have the suite. Okay, we have economy class. What else? Business class. And we have?
Elite.
We have first class. All right, so the highest booking class that we can actually sell or purchase in a specific airline is actually the first class, followed by the business class, and then followed by the economy class. Those are actually the major class of services that we have actually in the airlines. Okay, so different airlines, they have their own flight availability and classes of service. Okay, so going back, okay, balik ako dito. So these are again, the class of, these are the booking classes. Okay, so from here, paano ko malalaman, alright, kung nasaan dito si first class and nasaan dito si business class and economy class? It's just a letter. Alright, paano ba? May guide po ba doon, Sir Bench? Yes, ganun din sa lahat ng GDS. Okay, any letters right after the flight number, okay, are business class before the Y class. Okay? Tanggalin nyo po sa utak ninyo, this is the reality. Ang tinuturo sa academe, which is tinuturo ko din sa mga students ko, but somehow, binabali ko siya. Ang lagi nating basihan, okay, ng first class daw is letter F. Ang lagi daw nating basihan sa business class is letter B. Ang lagi daw nating basihan sa economic class is letter Y. Okay? Mali po yon. Sa industry and while utilizing the GDS or the Amadeus, ang standard format po natin for first class is wala po. Okay? But ang hint lang natin doon is letter F. Pero not all the time, letter F stands for first class. Okay? Hindi po laging letter F sa first class. So lahat po na nakikita natin right after, okay, the flight number, yung letter na yan, hanggang sa before mag-letter Y, ito. Letter Y kasi is economy class. Okay? Lahat yan, basta any numbers before letter Y, lahat po yan are business class. Wala pong first class dito kasi this is only for Singapore. Si first class, konti lang po ang airline na nagpo-provide po nun. Hindi po lahat ng airlines is meron. Usually, ang may first class lang po na airline, take down notes niyo, mapapakinabangan siya someday, are only the 5-star airlines such Qatar Airways, Emirates, Singapore Airlines, ano pa ba? Qantas Airways, ano pa ba? Sino pa ba? Emirates, sabi ko na ata. So, Cathay Pacific, correct. We have first class din sa kanila. American Airlines, they do have Delta Airlines, they do have All Nippon Airways, they do have, right? So, yun depende sa routings or depende sa destination. Si Singapore Airlines, nabanggit ko siya kanina, wala siyang first class here because, again, this is only for Singapore. 4 hours away lang naman ng Singapore sa Manila. Okay, but usually letter F yun sa first class. Ayan. So lahat po yan is business class. Wala po kayo nakikitang letter B dyan. Okay. Ang letter B nandito pa nga sa economy class. So para naman din po malaman natin kung nasaan po ang economy class, mag-start ka po sa letter Y, pababa. Yun po yung hint dyan. Okay. So, yun yung nakikita nyo po ng numbering after po ng letters or ng booking class. These are actually the seats inventory. Ibig sabihin yan, meron pang 9 seats under N class, Q, W, H, M, E, B, Y, and so on and so forth. Okay? So there, those are the flight availability. Okay? Sir Bench, ano pong ganap po ng may mga letters, and bakit po sa nakikita po namin sa N po namin, parang, ay, wala pa na sa N din. O sige, sa screen po ninyo is mga different, hindi siya pare-parehas. Bakit magkakaiba? Okay? Each airline has their own booking classes or meron silang tinatawag na letter for ano ba? Classes of service. Alright? Ang kailangan nyo lang tandaan dito, naka-arrange po yan from pinakamahal up to pinakamura. Technically, kung tatanungin nyo ako, nasan yung pinakamahal dito? Ito siya, si business class, yung first letter. Ang pinakamura sa business class is letter D. Okay? And then yung pinakamahal sa economic class is letter Y. Pinakamura naman is letter K, pababa. Okay? Lahat po yan may mga different prices. Okay? Nakalagay po yan, okay, sa aeroplano. So, depende po kung saan siya ilalagay ng airline. Okay? Tanong, pwedeng, makikita po ba namin dyan yung piso fare? No, hindi po applicable ang piso fare sa GDS. Okay? So, paano natin makikita yung rate? It's not for you to know muna kasi it's, it's a different topic. Alright? So, there. That's how we check flight availability. Okay? Kung ituturo ko sa inyo on how to classify kung is it a direct, a non-stop, or a connecting flight, all right, wala tayong makikita ditong connecting flight kasi Manila to Singapore, malapit lang naman. So wala namang kailangan mag-connect ng flight. Okay? So there. So ito, example number 1 here, this is a direct flight or non-stop flight, sorry. Okay? So ano tong number 2, may nakikita tayo dito. So it's a good example din at the same time. Kung kanina SQ is Singapore Airlines, ano daw po ito? Anong ibig sabihin? Bakit may SQ sa NZ? Ibig sabihin, SQ is Singapore Airlines and then NZ is Air New Zealand. Narinig niyo na po ba before si code shared carrier? Narinig niyo na siya before, I'm pretty sure. Okay? So pagka si code, ito po yung example ng code shared. Alright? So ang purpose ng code shared, ibig sabihin, si airline si airline wala siyang specific na flight from Manila going there to that specific destination. Ang gagawin niya, makikipag-partnership siya sa ibang airline, gagamitin nila yung aircraft. Okay? So ibig sabihin nito, okay, ang nagbebenta po is si NZ, si Air New Zealand, tapos ang ginagamit po na aircraft is kay SQ. Okay, so ganun po siya or vice versa. So ganun po ang code shared or ganun po ang rule ng code shared sa GDS. Makikita mo rin kung code shared ba siya. So nagiging expert ka talaga. Masasabihan mo na that, ma'am, just so you know, yung gagamitin pong aircraft is Singapore Airlines, blah, blah, blah. Pero, baliktad pala ako. Ang plating carrier or marketing dito si Air New Zealand, siya po yung nagbebenta. Tama pala sinabi ko, okay? Senior Air New Zealand, pero SQ yung sasakyan na aircraft. Okay, so ganun po siya. Ganun po yung code shared carrier natin pagdating sa GDS. Alright? So there. So nagiging knowledgeable enough ka at the same time. Okay? So balik tayo dito. Alright? So this is your departure time. Ibig sabihin po ng departure time here. Alright? Anong oras aalis? Okay? So ito yung Manila mo. Aalis ka doon ng Manila ng 12:40 a.m. kasi naka-military time. And darating ka daw po ng Singapore, this is your arrival time, 4:25 a.m. So there. So that's how we check flight availability and how to read flight availability. Okay, may nakalimutan ako here. Ano ibig sabihin nito? So this is your departure or departing city and this is your arrival city. Ano po yung number na yon? Yung number 3 yung ina-highlight nyo po, sir. Ibig sabihin po niyan, magiging expert ka din. Okay? Andito na kasi lahat ng information. Ibig sabihin po niyan, yung number 3, this is your departing terminal. Okay? Magde-depart ka daw po sa Manila na iya Terminal 3. And mag-a-arrive ka daw po sa Singapore Terminal 0 so hindi na-identify ni Amadeus kung saang terminal to. Usually, dapat it's either a letter or a number. Okay? So 0 meaning to say hindi niya na-identify. Alright? So there. Then followed by, ibig sabihin pala na ito, terminal, arrival terminal mo. Kung anong terminal number ka, mag-a-arrive. Then, here is the departure time and arrival time. Okay? So here, discuss ko pa ba? Sige. This is your letter E. Ibig sabihin ng letter E, e-ticket indicator. Then 0, number of stopover. May stopover ba sa connecting flight? Wala kasi hindi naman to connecting flight. Okay? And then this is your aircraft type. So 359, if I'm not mistaken, Airbus. At lang para makita natin. Correct. So it's an Airbus. Okay? Airbus. Ibig sabihin ng aircraft na yan. So aircraft type na gagamitin niya is Airbus. So again, knowledgeable enough ka pa din. Pag tinanong ka anong klaseng type, ano bang type ng airplane ang gagamitin namin or aircraft, you can easily say Airbus 359. There. So may mga ganun kasi tayong passengers. And this is your total flying time. Ibig sabihin, knowledgeable enough ka din. Pag tinanong ka, ilang oras ang biyahe ko from Manila to Singapore? This is the answer. 3 hours and 45 minutes. So there. Diba? You can easily become a travel expert using the Amadeus or using the GDS. So So that's how we check flight availability. Okay? And we can also check flight availability with specific airline. Kung mapapansin nyo po, kanina, eto, different airline. We have SQ, we have Air New Zealand, we have the Cebu Pacific Air, Philippine Airlines. Ayan, so mga different na availability. And by the way, okay, naka-arrange po yan from earliest to latest flight. Okay? So, pinakamaagang alis from Manila is for 12:40 a.m. Ang pinaka-late na pwede mong kunin is, ano oras tong 1900? 1900.
7 o'clock.
7 p.m. Correct. So, binabasa natin yan sa industry kapag may 00, yung o'clock, instead na 7 p.m. o'clock or 1900, ang basa natin dyan, 1900. Okay? Meron pa bang mga ganun 00? Wala. So, say for example, 1300, 1400, ganyan. So, ayun yung pagbasa ng o'clock sa industry. Okay? Para hindi kayo ma-culture shock pag nagtrabaho kayo sa industry. Alright, so we can also check then, okay, with specific airline. Okay? So, we can do that. Kung ayaw mong makakita na ibang airline availability, gusto mo, under specific airline lang, you can also do that. Same transaction, you can just add lang slash and then followed by the letter A, indicator for airline, and then followed by the airline code. Dito na natin gagamitin sa airline code. Again, importante na familiar kayo sa airline and airport codes kasi using any GDS, makakapag-prompt ka lang ng availability using transaction commands and codes. Okay, so we can do that. Okay, let's do this again. So AN20 MAR MNL from Manila to Singapore. Magdadagdag lang ako ng slash, letter A, and then yung airline code. Say for example, Philippine Airlines. Ano nga daw po ulit code ng Philippine Airlines? PR. Alright, so pag in-enter ko siya, different result. Kung kanina ang result, ito, ang dami-dami. Ngayon, ang ilalabas sa ni Amadeus is the inventory of Philippine Airlines. Alright, so we have actually two flight availability under Philippine Airlines for March 20, Manila to Singapore. Okay, we have Philippine Airlines flight PR511 and PR507. Sige nga, kung nakikinig po kayo sa akin kanina, anong oras daw po aalis si 511 ng Manila?
7:35.
Ano oras siya aalis from Manila? 5:55. Okay, 5:55 a.m. Again, this is your departure time and this is your arrival time. Alright. Ano oras naman do po darating ng Singapore si PR507?
1:10.
1:10.
Correct. Very good. So that's how we check. Okay, ganun tayo magbasa ng flight availability. Alright. Sige nga, si PR507 daw, ilan daw po yung total flying time niya?
3 hours and
45 minutes.
Very
3
good.
hours.
3 hours, 45 minutes. Sir Bench, parehas naman ng airline na. Bakit magkaiba sila ng total flying time? Alright? So, nakadepende po siya sa takbo ng eroplano. So, there. You can also check that one, pero mahaba kasi yung command. Pag ginawa ko siya, nakakabaliw din. So, there. Okay? So, we can do that. We can just easily check, airline availability using a specific carrier or airline. Okay? So we have PR511 and PR507. There. Again, this is your business class before mag-letter Y. And then from letter Y pababa, this is your economy class.
Economy class.
Okay? So from this availability, anong oras daw po darating? Anong oras? Anong terminal daw po ang arrival sa Singapore?
Terminal 1.
Very good. Terminal 1. So here. Okay, Terminal 1 din kay Manila, kay Naiya. Terminal 1 din kay Changi Airport. There. So mabilis naman po pala kayong matuto. Flight availability naman with specific time. Okay? So wag na to with specific booking class. Alright. So natuto na tayong mag-check na availability. We can also check, okay, flight availability naman. Pabalik. Okay? So yung ginagawa ko kaninang flight availability is just for one way from Manila to Singapore. Okay? I can also or I can simply check return flight availability by using this command, ACR. Okay? So parang ito lang yan. Instead of using long command like ganito, pagbabalik ta rin ko AN, say for example 25 March, Singapore to Manila. Instead na ganun yung gagawin ko, ang gagawin ko lang is ACR followed by the return date. Okay, again, ACR followed by the return date. Say for example, ACR 25 March. So there, bumagal internet ko. There. So this is the availability naman ng pabalik. Singapore, mapapansin nyo, from Singapore na siya to Manila. Anong araw daw po ulit? Si March 15, Singapore to Manila? Ay, parang mali yung ba't 15? Dapat 25 to. Ulitin ko ah. Sorry. Ayan, nag-long command na lang ako. There. So anong araw nga daw po ulit? Si March 25?
Friday.
Friday. And 105 days from today.
Now.
So yan, di ba? Sobrang magiging travel expert ka by reading the result from the Amadeus. Okay. So there. So now, nakapag-check na tayo ng availability and ang goal natin, makapagbenta ng seat. Okay. So I'll just simply, erase ko yung mga pinagagawa ko kanina. So check tayo ulit ng availability. Magta-try tayo mag-sell ng seat. Ibig sabihin, magpe-purchase na tayo ng seat. I-hold na natin yung seat niya. Alright. Travel tayo, say for example, April 15, Manila to Bangkok. Okay, BKK. And then, say for example, ang preferred airline ko pa din is Philippine Airlines. Okay, so this is the flight availability for Manila to Bangkok from April 15. Okay, so say for example, may napili na ako na flight. Okay, may napili na ako na flight here. Okay. Say for example, ang napili kong flight is si PR732, leaving 7:20 p.m., arriving Bangkok ng 9:50 p.m. Ang gagawin ko lang is command ko is SS for sell seat and then followed by the number of passengers na i-book mo followed by the likot ng mouse ko, followed by the booking class na gagamitin natin or gusto mong i-book, and then followed by the segment number or the line number or pang ilan siya dito sa result na i-book mo. Okay, again, SS followed by the number of seat, followed by the booking class, and followed by the segment number. So from here, SS, say for example, kukunin ko nga ulit si PR732. Okay, for one passenger under my name. And then, gusto kong kunin is letter Y. Okay, highest booking class for the economy class. And then, kukunin ko si PR732, which is, pang number 3 po siya sa listahan para makuha ko siya. There. So, nakuha ko na siya. So, nakita ko ngayon sa screen ko, ito na lang, si PR732, April 15, that's gonna be Friday, leaving Manila ng 7:20, arriving Bangkok ng 9:50 p.m. So there. So nagbubook na ako. Nasisimulan ko na yung PNR ko. So meron na akong itinerary in other words. Okay? So magbubook lang ako ng pabalik, ACR. Say for example, balik ako ng April 20. Ayaw. Alright, so ito ulit yung availability ng Philippine Airlines. So kunin ko na lang siguro 731. So again, to do that, SS. But everything na kailangan mo dito, kailangan mo mag-command. So SS1, Y1. So there. Meron na akong booking ng Manila to Bangkok, Bangkok to Manila. So under Philippine Airlines flight PR732 and PR731. So this is my itinerary already. This is my itinerary element. So from the 5 mandatory elements. So eto na naman yung matagal i-discuss. Actually, yung mga next natin, mabilis na lang. Then tapos na tayo, di ba? So there. So meron na akong hino-hold na booking. Okay? So that's gonna be, or that's how we actually sell seat or select seat for that specific flight availability. Alright? So ang next kong ituturo sa inyo, paano naman daw maglagay ng pangalan? Ibubuk na, sabi ng passenger. You may proceed. Yeah, I'm already good with PR 732 and 731. So kindly proceed. This is my name. Okay? So the name actually, ito maraming nalolokang mga estudyante and even tinitrain kasi we have different formats per age group. Okay? So tanggalin niyo sa utak niyo sa airline industry, okay, na ang pamasahe ng child, alright, mako-consider daw natin siya. 'Di ba? Ang standard natin ng age group, 18 years old and above, those are the adults. 'Di ba? 18 years old and above, adult na 'yon. Pag 18 below or 17 below, child. Okay, so sa airline industry, different. Hindi lang din po ito applicable sa Amadeus. Sa lahat po ito applicable. Alright, so because of the IATA. Okay, ayun yung rule ni IATA. Okay, they are the ones who set the regulations about the ticketing, about the fares, the requirements, the standard, especially when it comes to routings and even for the age group. Okay, so sa infant, i-consider natin yung ticket niya or yung booking niya kung ang age niya po is from 0 to 23 months. Dito marami nagkakamali. In fact, pagka nagkamali ka ng booking, okay, especially pag nabayaran niya na yan ng pasahero mo, ikaw ang magbabayad ng pagkakamali mo. Kasi again, pagka nagkamali ka sa booking mo, ganun po sa airline, sad to say, ganun ang industry natin, ikaw ang magbabayad. Sasagutin mo ang penalty charges. Okay? So, kailangan maging careful ka, especially sa age. Kung ang age po niya is from 0 to 23 months or basta as long as before 2 years old, okay, pasok po siya sa infant. Ang consideration natin here, dapat, alright, within the travel, hanggang sa makauwi siya, nag-birthday siya doon sa destination. So automatic 2 years old na siya. No? Okay, nag-birthday. So kailangan ang ticket niya na is child. Okay? So si child naman, beginning sa 2 years old, to before 12 years old or 11 years old and 11 months tapos kung ano man yung number of days. So, long as hindi 12 years, hindi siya magte-13 years old within the travel period. Okay, kasi 12 years old. Pagka 12 years old and above, medyo mas mababa po ang adult natin na pamasahe, yun po ang consider natin na adult. And this is actually the passenger type code. Okay? Si PTC or si passenger type code, ginagamit po natin yan even kahit sa ang GDS. Okay? So there. So that's the requirement. So ang gagamitin lang natin, okay, is adult for the sake of navigation lang naman. So say for example, adult passenger lang yung kukunin natin which is 12 years old and above, so under my name. Okay? So I will not be teaching you on how to do infant and child because that's too much. I mean, mahaba yung process kasi. Kulang yung time natin to do that. So say for example, we will be booking lang naman adult passenger. Okay, so to do that, ang transaction command naman po is NM1. Lagi pong ganun, NM1 followed by the followed by the last name of the passenger, followed by the slash, followed by the first name, space, and then the title of the passenger. Okay? Actually, sa lahat po ng GDS, ganito po ang format. Last name, slash, first name, space, then yung title ng passenger. Okay? Nagkakaiba-iba lang tayo ng transaction code. So sa Amadeus, NM1 po ang ginagamit natin to encode the passenger name. Again, NM1 followed by the last name of the passenger, followed by the slash, followed by the first name, space, then the title of the passenger. Okay? So I will do this one. So to encode NM1 passenger. Okay? So yun lang po yung ginagamit natin. Okay? So kung okay na ako dito, i-enter ko lang siya. And then there you go. Okay? Then there you go. Meron tayo nakikita dito. Okay? Meron na akong Villa Benji Mr. And then followed by my itinerary. There. Okay, so paunti-unti nakakabuo na ako ng PNR. I have here my name, okay, under line number 1. Line number 2 and line number 3, ang makikita po natin dyan is the itinerary element. Okay, so tapos na tayo actually. Tapos na tayo sa name, and meron na rin tayong itinerary. Ang next natin gawin na next element, pag number 3, is yung contact element. Okay? Paano naman daw po tayo mag-encode ng contact details ng passenger? Alright? We can easily do that by using the command or transaction command AP. Okay? AP. AP lang ginagamit natin. Followed by kung ano man pong contact details yung ina-encode mo. Okay? So sa industry, kinokompleto lagi. We have mobile, may telephone number or home number, travel agency name, of course, and then the email address. Okay? So simulan natin sa mobile. Papansin nyo, sa screen po ninyo, lahat po yan ng phone, nag-i-search siya sa transaction command na letter, letter A saka P. Alpha, Papa. AP, AP, AP. Nagkakaiba lang siya sa next letter, which is yung indicator mo kung anong klaseng or anong type of contact details ba siya. So M for mobile, H for home, and then sa agency wala, and then E for email. Okay, so gagawin ko siya. Okay, so to encode contact details, I must do the command AP. AP lang. Followed by anong type of contact details. Say for example, mobile, letter M. Okay, B for business, okay. M for mobile ko. So encode ko lang yung followed by the hyphen or dash. Then encode ko lang 0916. Ayan yung number ko. Okay, free format. Okay. And then enter ka lang. Then mapapansin nyo, this is my PNR. Okay, nag-encode na ako ng mobile number ko. Okay? Say for example, email address. Okay? So ganun pa din ang format, AP. Say for example, S. Ayan. And then followed by space, then yung contact number, say for example. And then kung sino yung travel agent na kukontakin. Okay, so ganyan po natin siya na-encode. AP, followed by space, yung saan po located, si agency, followed by the yes. So there. That's how we do. Okay, contact details. Na rin daw po tayong itinerary element. So mapapansin nyo, sunod-sunod dyan. This is your name element. This is your itinerary element. This is your phone element. Okay, or your contact element. Ang next naman natin gagawin, patapos na tayo, is si ticketing field or si ticketing element. Okay? Ticketing element is very important when creating APNR. Okay? Because this is your own travel agency deadline. Ibig sabihin, nagbibigay ka ng deadline when you get mission. Okay. Advanced agency operations. Ayan po ang agency airline, of course. Ang rinig cancel for sabihin na we can actually binabayaran. May ticketing deadline po tayong tinatawag. Ibig sabihin ticketing deadline, kailan mo i-issue or kailan mo talaga totally bibilin yung na kayo sa tour and travel management ninyo. We have the guaranteed and we have the non-guaranteed booking. Non-guaranteed, pencil booking, naka-hold, hindi pa binabayaran, subject to cancellation. Pag sinabi naman natin guaranteed, binayaran na, pinrint mo na yung ticket. So so sa ganitong example, all right, gawin natin TKTL followed by slash. Okay? Ito po yung format TKTL slash, that's the transaction code, followed by the 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 date kung kailan mo gustong mag-deadline yung PNR or yung ticket. Okay? So say for example, ang ide-deadline ko is a day before my travel date para medyo matagal-tagal. So April 14, 1/4 APR. And then enter ko lang siya. Then there you go, pumasok na siya dito. May ticketing deadline na ako. Okay? So nakompleto ko na, nakakaapat na ako. So ang last ko nang gagawin is receive from. Receive from is actually a way of saving. Okay? Para sa Microsoft Word lang yan. Nagsisave ka na. Alright? So receive from, ang format po natin is just RF followed by your name. Followed by the name of the travel agent. Okay? RF, ibig sabihin po nun receive from, that's the mandatory or transaction code, followed by the first name of the travel agent. And then right after mo siyang gawin, you just need to enter or type ER. Ayan. Sana nagte-take down notes po kayo para hindi po sayang yung impartation. So later, I can ask someone to create a reservation. Okay, so there. So that's how we receive or that's how we save our itinerary or our booking. So if I will do this one, so I'll just type RF, then followed by Benji. Enter ko lang. And then ang instruction, after ng RF Benji mo, kailangan mo mag-ER to proceed. So pag after ko yun, mag-ER lang ako dito. Then there you go. Meron na po akong PNR. Kung napansin nyo, nadagdagan siya dito ng information. This is your booking reference or this is your record locator. Ayun po yung tawag natin sa industry. Record locator or mas kilala siya as RELOC, as in RELOC. Romeo Echo 5 Oscar Charlie. RELOC. Okay? So there. Kung babasahin ko po sa inyo, this PNR or this reservation in a travel agent way. Alright? So I will read this to you. So this is under the passenger name, Mr. Villa Benji. Okay, I will spell out your name. It's gonna be V for Victor, I for Lima, I for India, L for Lima, A for Alpha. For your first name, okay, Bravo Echo Nancy, Juliet India Echo. So ganoon natin siya binabasa sa passenger para to make sure na tama yung spelling ng kinuha mong pangalan. And it's gonna be under Philippine Airlines Flight PR732 on April 15. That's gonna be Friday from Manila to Bangkok. Okay? Departing 9:20 and arriving 9:50. Ay, di ko pala, sorry. Departing 7:20 p.m. and arriving Bangkok 9:50 p.m. Same day departure date. All right. And for your return flight, it's going to be under PR731. That's going to be on April 20, Wednesday. All right. Bangkok to Manila. Departing Bangkok at 1:30 p.m. and arriving Bangkok at 6 p.m. And arriving same date, April 20. Your contact number is 0916-967-9970. For your home number, 12345-678. And for your email address, benchivilla@gmail.com. Is everything correct? So, yun. So, ganun po tayo mag-create ng reservation. And that's how we navigate. Okay, and that's how GDS helps us on how we can provide accurate information or accurate travel-related information when we assist our travelers in the travel industry. So, that's how GDS helps us on how we can, alam mo yun, on how we can be a travel expert, okay, while utilizing the system. So success, that's how we create a reservation. All right, so I'm pretty sure hindi nyo naman siya ganun kaagad-agad na gets, lalo na yung process. All right, and that's okay. Hindi naman talaga kayang pag-aralan. Okay, laban lang. Okay, hindi naman talaga ganun kadaling pag-aralan si Amadeus or even any other GDS. Okay, hindi siya kaya ng isang upuan lang, but for the sake of this webinar, nag-create ako ng booking, the simplest booking, para ma-appreciate nyo kung paano siya nina-navigate and at the same time, paano po siya binabasa. Okay? So that's it. So that's how we create reservation and navigate the GDS. So now, my question again, mahirap ba sa tingin ninyo? Tulog na ba? Kinda? Okay.
Willingness.
Yeah, willingness, magigets nyo talaga siya. Pero for now, since wala kayong Amadeus sa end ninyo, of course, maiintindihan namin yan. Mahirap talaga siyang intindihin. Alright? Lalo na kapag hindi nyo ka nasasabayan mag-navigate. Alright? So that's really normal. Okay? So, but at least alam nyo kung paano siya ginagawa, paano siya ina-explore, and paano siya nina-navigate. Okay? Again, you can be a travel expert using technology, specifically utilizing reservation systems such Amadeus. All right. So last tips to work well with the GDS. I'm pretty sure na nakita nyo kung paano yung flow, or maybe some of you sinasabi masakit talaga sa ulo or mahirap siyang intindihin. Tips on how to work well with the GDS. Number 1 tip ko sa inyo, always remember, it takes time. Take it slowly. Walang travel agent or walang travel professional na as in isang upuan ay natutunan niya na lahat. Ganon din po ako. Kaya lang po ako nagmumukhang expert ngayon kasi syempre kabi ko na siya. But really, it takes time. And until now, sabi ko nga kanina. Alright. Queenie, I guess naka-unmute ka ata. Kung sino man po yun.
Please unmute your mic.
There. All right. So, it takes time to learn or to memorize the GDS. Hindi po siya ganun kadali. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, ganun din ako before. Okay? Nakakaisang taon na ata ako sa Radyo Travel before. Hindi ko pa rin siya masyadong gamay. Naka 1 year na ako. May notes pa din ako na hawak. Okay? Yung computer ko, puro pa rin sticky notes. May mga nakadikit pa rin doon na commands. Take it slowly. It takes time. Second, always refer to your notes as always. Okay? Bago ka magtanong, dapat tinignan mo muna yung notes. Okay, ganyan din ako sa mga students ko. Before asking me a question, make sure chinek mo muna siya sa end mo. Kasi kung hindi, di ko rin sasabihin sa iyo yung command kasi naituro na siya sa inyo. Okay? Next, of course, be knowledgeable. Okay? Paano ba tayo magiging knowledgeable enough? Okay? Hindi porket nakikita mo na may cheat sheet sa IATA codes, hindi mo na pag-aaralan si IATA codes. Hindi porket may notes ka, hindi mo na siya kakabisaduhin. So, be knowledgeable in a way na you have, initiative para maging efficient yung work mo. And of course, ito yung usually nawawala minsan sa baguhan sa industry. Critical thinking is a must. Okay? You need to think first before ka mag-react. Okay? May mga student or may mga OJT ako before or mga bagong travel agent na hindi pa gamay ang GDS na alam mo yon, yung natataranta, nararatel, pag ano na yung lumalabas, di ko na siya maintindihan. Ayoko na, tumatayo na sa computer. So, critical thinking, si GDS or si Amadeus naman po, may mga error prompt yan or response yan. Nasasabihin sa'yo na, huy, this is the instruction. So, you better of course, you better read it with comprehension, syempre. And at the same time, follow the specific steps na binibigay sa ni GDS. Okay, hindi ka naman nahayaan ni GDS na malunod nang hindi ka niya tinulungan. Okay, hindi lang ako nagkaroon ng response kanina na error kasi tama lahat ng ginagawa. Okay, but in the event na may mga error, critical thinking is a must. You better check first, saan ka ba nagkamali? Okay, baka mali yung itinerary mo. Baka mamaya hindi pala airport code na nilalagay mo. Okay, so baka mamaya ito full name na ng city. And of course, lastly, you better love it, di ba? So, tips to work well with GDS. Mahalin mo si GDS kasi yan ang buhay ng tourism talaga. Okay? I cannot guarantee you na lahat kayo mapupunta sa airline as a flight attendant. Most of you, most probably, nasa travel agency yan or magtatayo kayo ng sarili ng travel agency. So, you better love it. Okay, lagi ko nga sinasabi sa mga estudyante ko, yes, masakit sa ulo. Ganun naman lagi, even sa pag-ibig. Sa una, masakit sa ulo. Pero kung mamahalin mo yung ganong karakteristik ng system, then You will love it, and at the same time, you will I'm actually willing to give 500 pesos sa makaka-create ng reservation. Nag-deprive no? Sige, kung wala, it's okay. Okay, so darating kayo sa time, most probably, and I hope to see you, of course, sa industry as a travel expert. So yeah, thank you again so much for listening. And if you have questions, you may ask me now.
Thank you, Professor Benjavilla, for the comprehensive discussion and demonstration in navigating the Amadeus system. We will now be entertaining your questions and concerns regarding on the topic discussed this morning. To raise your hand to speak up, kindly tap on more bottom at the bottom right corner of your screen and select raise hand option from the pop-up menu. You may key in a word to our comment section to signal me if you have any questions. Then I will call you manually so that you can manually unmute your mic and open your camera. Please state the question whom you're addressed to. Okay. Do you have any question, everyone, class? If you have troubling with your interconnection, you can just chat in the chat box. I can read it. Okay. I believe that Miss Dadios Rosella has a question to whom? You can open your mic or just chat. Okay, Professor Benji. Miss Dadios Rosella has a question, and her question is, how is the Amadeus GDS evolving, and why is Amadeus important?
Okay. If you will try to go back to the history of GDS, of course, nag-evolve siya because of the needs for the advancement of technology. If you will try to go back again to the history of GDS, so kung babalikan natin, yung unang-unang reservation, we do manual reservation, right? So ang reservation natin before, after mo makausap si traveler, you need to refer to the index card. Kung naalala niyo pa yun kay American Airlines, the very reason why si American Airlines nag-start gumawa ng GDS or ng reservation system called Sabre or yung Sabre. Alright, so ganoon siya na-evolve because of the needs for the advancement of technology and at the same time efficiency and at the same time accuracy of the reservations. Alright, so for me, Amadeus, or not only Amadeus but also GDS or any platforms right nowadays na ginagamit natin for reservation and even for as a search engine for travel-related products and services. All right, that's very important because it helps us, to work efficiently and at the same time effectively. All right, so because of the technology, because of the Amadeus, because of the GDS, as you have witnessed naman kanina, all right, it teaches us on how we can be a travel expert by showing the right answer, the accurate answers, and even of course yung alam mo yun, yung pagtrabaho natin ng mabilis instead of taking it in a traditional way like pencil booking, ganyan, manual reservations and all. So actually ang daming benefits ni Amadeus and ni GDS. It can help us with the management report, easily accounting report, even for a revenue management, inventory management, and even also for the reservations operations. We can actually integrate GDS into different CRS like the direct website of the airlines and even OTAs like yung mga online travel agencies natin. We can integrate the GDS into different platforms. In fact, you don't need actually to purchase Amadeus kung meron kang travel agency. You just need lang to integrate, or you just need lang to communicate with different travel agencies with, GDS already, and then they will just integrate it to your website. So ang daming benefits actually ni Amadeus or ni GDS in general. There.
Okay. I think Mr. Saladarias had answered. What else? Who else has a question? Okay. One question in the chat box, sir. It says that, pwede po ba kami mag-practice pag navigate using phone lang or PC? Ano kailangan gawin? Any fees po?
GDS is actually not applicable, or hindi siya good for mobile phones. Hindi siya dapat ina-access through mobile. All right. Though sabi natin kanina, since cloud-based na siya, you can access it through, Google Chrome or to any domain. But hindi siya mag-work properly because, again, kung di ko man nasabi, any GDS are case sensitive. Okay, ibig sabihin ng case sensitive, isang pindot mo lang, pwedeng magkaroon siya ng error, and at the same time, yung paggamit ng uppercase, lowercase, special transaction commands, especially kung Sabre yung ginagamit mo, you cannot do that. And kung siguro practice, since ang Amadeus kasi or yung GDS, binibili yan. Okay. May membership fee yan. Alright. So even si school, binabayaran ng school yan, ng travel agency. And it will cost you a lot. Actually, membership ng GDS will cost you 500, pinakamababa, 500,000 up to million, depende sa arrangement. For training purpose, for the operations ng travel agency, since naging travel consultant, ay naging travel agency business consultant ako before, it will cost you actually Amadeus 1 million plus. Okay? Wala pa making a reservation, you don't need naman to siguro navigate agad GDS. You may also try Google Travel. Okay? Type ko siya, Google Travel. This is actually one of the effective. I don't know kung na-explore nyo to. Okay, Google Travel, ayan. Search nyo yan po sa Google. Para rin po siyang Amadeus. Somehow, kasi andun po yung mga travel-related information. So, para siyang search engine, literal, search ka doon ng flight. And then, Google will provide you all the accurate, okay, and only legit flights. Marami kasing peking OTAs. Ayan. So, you may also practice, navigating any system using Google Travel. Especially if you really want to learn on how to read flight availability.
Okay. Who else? Who else has a question? Hello, Professor Benji. I have a question. It's stated from Dave Escobedo. Aside from Amadeus po, how about others po, like Travelport, the Sovereign, etc.? The same process lang po ba for making a reservation po, including for making the PNR, or meron din po ba other ways making such a reservation po?
Okay, when it comes to a reservation, same process. You need to take down the 5 mandatory elements. Any GDS, Sabre, Galileo, WorldSpan. Ayan. So lahat yan sumusunod sa 5 mandatory elements. Again, you cannot end or you cannot create a successful PNR or a reservation without the 5 mandatory elements, because the 5 mandatory elements are the requirements of the airline itself. All right? Ayun yung requirement for them to see ano ba yung details na kailangan. All right? So again, you need the 5 mandatory elements regardless of the GDS that you were actually using. But regarding with the commands or the transaction codes, different. They have different transaction commands and ways on how to make a reservation. I mean, to prompt a specific details. Say for example, sa Sabre, to check flight availability, we are not actually using AN, we are using number 1. Okay, number 1, and then followed by the travel date, then city pair, and then airline. So somehow magkakapareha sila ng very light, pero nag-iiba-iba siya sa transaction codes. But yung format almost the same, like sa IATA codes, of course, Sa travel dates, same lang. Okay? So say for example naman, sa world span, we are actually using letter A lang. A followed by the travel date, city pair, and then airline code. So different actually. Kung tatanungin niyo ako ano yung may pinaka-user-friendly among the GDS, for me, it's the Amadeus followed by the Galileo or the travel port, and last si Sabre. Si Sabre lalo na pagka na-experience niyo siya. Okay, ang gumagamit ni school noon sila UST, ayan, sila FEU. Pag nagsisaber sila, mas masakit yun sa same way on how to make a reservation. You need to follow the 5 mandatory elements, and then the rest will follow. Then there.
Okay. Next question coming from yung year sa itinerary command. What if po travel dates is December 19, 2022?
That's actually a good question. All right. Nakalimutan ko sabihin sa inyo kanina. When we check flight availability, all right, in Amadeus, we can only pull out 361 days from today. Okay, 361 days from today. Yun lang po yung kayang i-pull out ni Amadeus because kung napag-aralan nyo man sa tour and travel nyo before or sa airline operations if you have that subject, meron tayong tinatawag na travel window. Okay, travel window pagdating sa airlines, all right? Pag sinabi natin travel window, may mga airlines that they can provide you 1 year flight availability from today. Some of them 6 months. Okay, minsan yung iba 3 months. So ganon. But kay Amadeus 361 days from today. If I'm not mistaken, si Sabre kasi siya yung ginamit ko before Amadeus, 6 months from today. Okay? So pero si Amadeus lang yung may pinaka-specific na number of days. So say for example, today is December 10, nakikreate ka ng booking. Ang kaya mo lang i-pull out na flight availability is 361 days from December 10. Nag-auto-compute na si Amadeus. So from there, madali mo rin ma-advise si passenger na, oh, I'm so sorry ma'am for the year 20. Ay hindi, anong year ba yung sinabi niya? December 19th, I believe hindi pa siya pwede, hindi mo siya mapu-pull out. Kaya mo siyang i-pull out pero wala siyang inventory or hindi mo siya mapu-proceed. There.
Okay, thank you, Professor Benji. Do you still have any questions, class? So that Professor Benji can answer your inquiries.
Professor Benji,
Yes po, ma'am.
Prof.
Yes po.
may kakasa po sa challenge regarding ng mock booking.
Ayan, go.
Which is my colleague and gusto niya pong i-try.
Sure po, ma'am. Sure po. Ibigay ko po yung
si
sige,
Miss
si Ma'am Mary Grace
Okay,
po.
thank you po,
Right.
sir.
Sige pa. Sige, ma'am. Ibigay
Yes
ko
po.
po ngayon, ma'am, yung isa kong account. Okay. Mapili ka, ma'am, World City or NU? Joke lang. Dalawa kasi yung account na ginagamit ko. Sige, ma'am. Bigay ko, ma'am, yung sa isa kong account.
Okay. Anong browser?
Any browser po, ma'am. Pero, ma'am, mas okay kung ang gagamitin po natin is si Google Chrome.
Google.
Apa.
Let me check for a while. Sige, naka-open.
Send ko po, ma'am. Sige, ma'am. Send ko po, ma'am, ngayon po yung link ng Amadeus training training environment. Ito po siya, ma'am. Kakasend ko lang po. And then, yung username, password po. Chat ko po ngayon siya kay Ma'am Agnes.
Sige po.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I can paste. How can I copy? Okay.
Para makita din po ng mga students natin on how we can navigate po.
Na na, ma'am.
Wait lang, ma'am.
Okay po. Sorry.
Sure po. Ayan, okay na po, ma'am. Ma'am, yung sa password po, case sensitive po siya. Capital F po talaga siya.
Okay. 8,
Sure po.
ma'am. Kayo po. Ano? Isulat na lang.
Prof. Benji, saan po ba kayo nung ano?
Yes po,
Hindi
ma'am.
ko po kasi nakita eh.
Sa Facebook po. Sorry. Sa Messenger po.
Sa Facebook.
Thank you
I
po.
see. Okay lang po.
Sa hub, internet is... Alisa.
Type mo naman.
Professor Benji, there's a question from the chat box. It came from Jen Lloyd Sultan. It says that, good day po, Prof. Benji. As I observe po, kailangan po ba na naka-uppercase or capital letters lahat, especially to the Amadeus? Thank you.
Yeah, kay Amadeus, actually, you can also use lowercase. Pwede ka naman mag-type. Pero napansin nyo, di ba, ang result niya lagi siya naka-capital letters. So ako sinasanay ko yung mga trainees ko na mag-uppercase simula pa lang ng pag-encode ng mga transactions. Kasi si Amadeus lang yung ganon. Kapag ka nag-Saber ka and pagka nag-Travel Port ka or Galileo ka, automatic kahit yung keyboard mo hindi naka-caps lock, alright, mag-automatic siya na capital letters. Si Amadeus lang yung pag di naka-caps lock yung keyboard mo, okay lang naka-lowercase. Pero same result, naka-capital letters po siya. So, ayun. So, pag gagamit ka ng Amadeus, you better practice, uppercase ka na para hindi siya masakit sa mata. And mas madali mo makikita yung letters o yung commands na tina-type mo. Diba? Sure. Ma'am, na-open yun na po. Baka meron pa po kayong question like operations then you can ask me then. Like
nasa screen na po ako, sir. Magla-log in na po. Do I have to share my screen?
yes po ma'am, sana para po makita.
Okay.
And mag-guide ko din po. Sure po.
Sige po.
Prof. Benji, may question po ako.
Sure ma'am.
Habang naghihintay tayo kay Miss Grace, ask ko lang po if may free po ba na certification for GDS training? Or
Sige ma'am.
for like academic, like kami mga faculty, meron po bang free training for GDS operations using like Amadeus system or ibang or uri ng GDS?
Ma'am, yes. Ma'am, diskarte doon kapag gusto mo ng free training, especially sa faculty. Mag-i-inquire ma'am kayo ng, say for example, may heart kayo to purchase Amadeus or any GDS sa mga next semesters nyo na po. May free naman po sila, may free training and certification po sila kapag nag-i-inquire kayo sa kanila. Pwede ma'am kayo pumunta directly sa office or pwede rin naman po online. Tapos pwede na kayo mag-decide kung mag-go ba kayo or hindi. So ayun. Ma'am, free lang po yun ma'am sa faculty. Lalo na kapag nag-i-inquire po na mag-avail ng service po ng GDS. May certificate po ma'am talaga siya. Kaya yun nga lang ma'am, medyo matagal yung training, like 3 days. Ganun. So kailangan mo talaga siyang buuin. Ayun po.
I see.
Ma'am, if you want, I
Thank you
can
po.
provide you, ma'am, I can provide you the contact details po ni Amadeus. Kasi ako din po yung nag-asikaso nung contract po namin sa Amadeus last time. So meron po kaming contact sa sales kung gusto niyo po magkaroon po ng free training for the faculty.
Okay, sir. Ask ko
Sure,
na lang
ma'am.
din po yun, tapos send na lang po nyo sa email. Thank you
Sure,
po.
ma'am. Sure po.
Nag-sign in na po ako, sir, but it's still loading.
Sure, ma'am.
Saglit
No
lang po.
worries.
Share screen ko na lang. Ano yung internet?
Sige, ma'am, loading. Ma'am, ano po, ang problema lang namin usually kay Amadeus, kapag ka mabagal po talaga yung internet, matagal din po talaga siyang kumilos. Ganun.
Okay, I see.
Pero ma'am, wait po natin siya. Tama naman po ma'am yung link eh.
Okay, naka-sign in na po ako. And I think nag-redirect na siya sa sa field.
I think may iba pang questions. Sino yung may questions from the students? Check. How about... May question ba kayo, dear students? How about si Edivan?
May tanong
Tanong
po
lang
ako.
kayo guys. Sure.
Diba sabi mo po kanina, you are already using several GDS providers like Report, and you are
Yes,
using
pa.
now Amadeus. So sa tingin niyo po, ano pong pinaka-useful, madaling sa lahat na gamit niyo po, at ano pong meron sa kanya na wala sa ibang, anong merong feature sa kanya na wala sa ibang GDS providers po, sir?
Okay, sige po. Thank you so much po for that question. Actually, it will lead to the question, what is the best GDS po kasi so far. Actually, wala pong best GDS. Wala tayong specific na GDS na may kakaibang feature kasi lahat po sila same ng features. Okay, it's a matter of sino po yung madaling gamitin. Siguro yun yung tanong din natin na para po sa akin, si Amadeus po talaga. Pinaka-user-friendly. And in fact, since user-friendly po siya, according to the research, 30% halos lahat ng mga travel agency ang ginagamit si Amadeus. Amadeus po yung pinaka-user-friendly because they don't have any specific commands na kailangan ng special characters. And from the command itself, andun na po yung clue, like say for example, neutral availability, AN. Say for example, cell seat, SS. So madali niyo siyang maaalala compared to other GDS. But when it comes to features, function, same function as in same, you can see the airline map, okay, or seat map, kahit anong GDS. You can integrate the GDS to different CRS, kaya pong gawin ng lahat yon. They can also provide you the most lowest available flights. You can do that then as well. Pare-parehas lang. And even pagdating sa mga restrictions, same lang because they are being regulated by the IATA. But with the different features, same lang po sila lahat. Kaya nga lang, kung sino yung pinakamadali. For me, sa 6 years ko pong paggamit ng GDS, si Amadeus po talaga. There.
Thank you.
Sure pa. Wait lang po natin makapag-login si ma'am para may representative po tayo sa school. Ayan. Sayang kasi, sayang yung credentials. Ma'am, na-open na po. Naka-Google Chrome po ba ma'am kayo para mas mabilis po siyang mag-login? Hello?
Meron, actually, Prof, meron pong slow internet connection po dito. Na-experience po namin kasi umuulan. But
Umuulan,
Miss
I see.
Mary Grace,
Tried
trinay
naman
po
po.
niyang pumasok sa Google Chrome.
From the students po, wala po ba? Para naman naging healthy or naging workshop talaga yung ginawa natin today. Walang may gusto.
So students, sino yung gusto?
Ayan ma'am, bigyan mo ma'am ng perfect exam. Joke lang po.
Oh, sayang
Sayang
naman.
po talaga kasi.
How about Edivan? Edivan, kaya ba ng internet connection mo?
Hindi ko po sure ma'am, pero titry ko po.
Okay. Can you open your your Google Chrome? Tapos type mo na lang din yung yung link na sinend ni sir. I mean ni Prof. Benji.
Excuse me ma'am, saan po sinend ni sir?
I guess here sa general chat box. Oh, I see. Sa direct pala. Wait. There.
Yes sir, I already nasa website na po ako, pero hindi ko po alam yung password at email po.
Na kay ma'am. Kunin niyo sa kanya.
Forward ko sir Edivan sa Messenger yung username tsaka password, okay?
Okay po ma'am.
Edivan, na-send ko na sa Messenger. You can check it na.
Ma'am, tapos na po ba sila sa tour and travel po na subject?
Anong question? Ay, anong subject po?
Tour and travel po, ma'am.
Tapos na po, sir. Tapos na. We're
Yes,
under Sir
sir.
Emil Martin Pilias.
Okay po. Thank you so much. So perfect din po pala na after talaga ng tour and travel si Applied Business Tools.
Sir, sabi dito sir, the user entered is being used in another session sir.
Pero kaninong screen po yung nakikita namin?
Ay,
Kay ma'am na po ba?
it's my screen po. Opo.
Ayun, sige.
I just logged in.
Sige po. Sige, Mr. Edivan, later ikaw mag-try. Si Ma'am Kaparo mo na. Kasi pagka pinush mo yan, mawawala kay Ma'am, mag-i-invalid na sa kanya.
Okay
So
po,
isang
sir.
beses na kasi, okay. Isang account lang pwede mo nang gamitin. Sige po. Ma'am Kaparo, are you ready?
Ready
Para
po.
inutusan, parang challenge po talaga kita, Ma'am.
Yes.
Sige, Ma'am, saan niyo po Ma'am gustong pumunta po? Ma'am, maganda Ma'am kung si
Vancouver.
student. Oh, si Ma'am. Sige Ma'am, si Vancouver po. Sige Ma'am, pwede naman po. Go. Meron naman po ata tayong kay Philippine Airlines.
Sige po. Kasi if ever we will learn na po this one, at least one teacher will know para we will be able to cascade na lang po to students.
Correct. Yes po.
That's what we
Po, L,
then
then YVR. There. You may enter that one. There. May direct flight ma'am tayo or non-stop flight from Manila to Vancouver via Philippine Airlines. And ma'am, to select ma'am si Philippine Airlines, if you want to consider Philippine Airlines, just do the command SS. Tapos for one passenger, 1.
One.
Then ma'am, ano ma'am booking class ma'am yung trip
Booking
mo ma'am?
class.
Business class po ba or
Ah,
economy class?
First class na natin, sir.
Ma'am, sa nakikita
J?
ma'am natin, ma'am actually
Oh,
wala pong
okay.
first class.
Wala
J
siya
na lang
first
ma'am.
class. So, J,
Um,
C business class.
business class. Correct
Alright.
ma'am. Then 1.
J1. Segment 1. Alright.
Yes ma'am. Kung yung segment number 1 yung kukunin ma'am natin. Kung 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4.
Okay.
There, ma'am yan.
There.
Na, as of now, ma'am, nakapag-sell na tayo ng seat for your Manila to Vancouver via Philippine Airlines PR116. Ma'am, yung sa return ticket, anong date, ma'am, gusto nyo pong gawin?
Return ticket. Let's say after a month na lang po.
Sure, ma'am. So, ma'am, gawin, ma'am, ang gawin na lang po, ma'am, natin ACR
ACR.
followed by 05 July.
05 July.
Correct.
Okay.
The return
05
date.
July.
Enter. There, meron pa din po Philippine Airlines. You may consider that. Ma'am, pwede rin naman ibang airline like si JL, yung sa segment number 2. Kaso may,
JL.
may connecting
flight siya.
flights. Correct,
This is
yes.
Narita.
Correct.
Okay, so SS1.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Tapos yung booking class.
Is, was it J?
Yes, ma'am. J pa din. For business class. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Check for me.
Patingin nga.
I know, it's SS. I entered.
1. Correct. SS1, J2. There. So, si Amadeus po magpo-prompt po siya ng error code. Like, yon check format. So, ibig sabihin, balikan mo yung format. So, ayun. Para mabilis din magawa. There na po, nakapasok na po si Japan Airlines, si J.
Space.
For second. Po, ma'am. Space po, ma'am, for the second name. Correct. And then space, title po. Correct?
Right.
There. So meron na po tayong name and itinerary. The next thing to do would be contact details. So to do the contact details po, use AP. And then kung ano, sige ma'am, M for mobile po. Yes, correct.
Yeah, was it dash?
Po, dash. And then the contact number po. Then, kung gusto niyo mo na maglagay ng email address, it's AP.
Dash.
Your email address po. There. Then, ma'am, yung travel agency, very important. It's AP. Space. Ma'am.
Southern Leyte, ano code? Let's say Cebu na lang.
Okay, SCEB and then space po. And then yung travel agency name. And then space po, contact number.
Space, agad.
Contact number. And then dash travel agent name po. So for example, ikaw din po yung travel agent.
Okay, sige.
Tapos enter lang po. There. Kung gusto mo maglagay pa ng ibang details like business number, you may just input APB. Bravo po.
APB.
Correct. Then dash. Then contact details po. Free format naman po siya. There. Ayan, ma'am. Kung gusto ma'am din ng home, pwede rin naman po. Actually, ma'am, pwede po kayong maglagay ng multiple contact details. Pwede niyo po ulitin si APB, APE, APM, kahit ilang beses po.
I have a question. If may dalawang passengers,
pwede po natin siyang gawin, ma'am. Bale, ma'am, yung sa cell seat po, ma'am, natin kanina, instead ng SS1, ang gagawin po, ma'am, natin is SS2. Number of passenger.
SS2. Tapos, yung names niya, diretso ko na lang encode ng dalawang passengers.
Yes, ma'am, magkahiwalay. Di ba, ma'am, nag-NM1 ka kanina? Ma'am, try niyo, ma'am, ngayon, magdalawang passenger, ma'am, tayo.
So, sige po. So, NM1.
Followed by the last name / first name po.
So, additional passenger is, pero isang seat lang naman yung nabook kanina.
Ma'am, babaguhin natin siya, don't worry.
Okay, sige, sige.
I-advance kita, ma'am. Magbabago tayo ng seat number.
Sige po.
FYI po ulit sa lahat, we can actually book up to 9 passengers per PNR lang po. Kaya napansin niyo po kanina sa flight availability, hanggang number 9 lang po yung maximum. Wala tayong nakitang 10. Kasi hanggang 9 lang po yung pwede natin i-book sa isang PNR. And since ang 10 po kasi, considered na po siya as group booking. Any GDS po, ganun po ang rules. Sige ma'am, pwede niyo pong ma'am gawin. NM1, and then last name / first name, ganun po.
And then,
ma'am, ayan po yung name natin kanina. Magduduplicate
so
po yung name. Dapat different name.
Different
Opo.
name na siya. So, NM1 pa rin.
Apo,
for the
NM1
next
pa din po siya.
passenger. Okay, so let's just say, Agnes na lang.
Sige ma'am, enter.
Sige. Enter.
There.
So I
Makikita
already-
niyo ma'am, meron na po tayong 1 and 2 under Agnes and Mary Grace. So, dalawang passenger na po. So, ma'am, kanina ang ginawa natin, isang seat lang. Ang gagawin natin siyang dalawa. Ma'am, yung nakikita niyo po na DK1, ang ibig ma'am sabihin nun, yung seat status. So, seat status for 1 passenger. So, ma'am, ang goal natin, gagawin natin siyang dalawang passenger. So, ma'am, to do that, to edit, na advance ka, ma'am, magagawin ma'am natin, yung segment number, kung ano mga itinerary, ma'am, yun. Then, followed by the slash, and then yung new number of seat. Ma'am, in this case
segment
po,
number.
ma'am, segment number 3, kasi yun po yung itinerary natin na isa, slash, and then 2. For 2 passengers.
I see.
Mag-i-increase, ma'am, yan. Tapos enter ka lang po. There.
I see. So,
Nakadalawa
per
na po.
segment ko siya gagawin,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Manually po.
So, bale, 4/2.
Correct. Kung ganoon din tayo magde-decrease, kung gusto mo nang gawing isa na lang, not allowed for married segments. So, ma'am, tulad ma'am niyan, hindi nag-a-allow si Japan Airlines na iisa-isahin natin siya. So, ma'am, magagawin ma'am natin, i-delete muna natin siya, saka tayo mag-i-insert ulit ng bagong flight details.
Okay, sir.
So, ma'am, to delete, para ma-advance ka din, to delete ng specific segment, we can use XE, X-ray echo.
XE.
Ayan po. Tapos followed by the segment number po.
Segment 4 to 5.
4 to 5.
4 to 5.
Oh, magaling. May background ka, ma'am, no? Joke lang po. Tapos enter. Tapos yun, ma'am, flight availability mo ulit tayo ng Vancouver to Manila.
Yung ACR na po.
Hindi na po, ma'am, natin pwedeng gamitin sa ACR kasi medyo marami na tayong command na enter kanina. Ginagamit lang po si ACR kapag
diretso-diretso siya.
Dire-diretso. So, manual, ma'am, tayo. Yung long command, AN.
Okay, so AN, what was that? 06 July from YVR.
Yes, ma'am.
YVR, MNL.
Correct. Ayun, ma'am. Kung kukunin pa rin natin si Japan Airlines, SS2.
SS2 na po.
Apa, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
SS2,
J.
Juliet 2.
Apa. Correct. There. So, nakadalawang passengers ka na po.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
since meron ma'am tayong contact details, may itinerary na din po, ang next po natin gagawin is si ticketing deadline. So, to set ticketing deadline, ma'am, it's TKTL.
TKTL.
Slash. And then, ma'am, ang rules, ma'am, ng mga airline, at least a day before, o basta prior departure date. So, any dates po from today up to June 4. Ma'am, any date. Kung ano, ma'am, trip niyo, ma'am, na date.
Sige. 07. APR. Okay lang?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige.
And there. And then, ma'am, meron na tayong 4 mandatory elements. We have the name, itinerary, contact details, and ticketing deadline.
Okay.
Next thing to do po is to save it. Receive from RF.
Ay, sir, yung
Sir pa.
ticket deadline, may tendency ba na si Amadeus yung magbibigay ng deadline or we have to input kung si agent yung mag-i-input talaga?
At first po ma'am talaga si agent po yung mag-i-input and then ang magpa-finalize ma'am ng ticketing deadline po talaga to confirm the booking si airline po.
I see.
Ipapadala po, ibabato po sa atin airline. So later ma'am pwede ko po ipakita dito sa booking ko na meron nang sinet si airline na ticketing deadline.
I see. So what was that again? Sorry.
Ano
So
po ma'am?
so receive
RF?
na po, RF.
Apo, receive from and then agent name po. So ma'am, in this case under your name.
Yung Grace.
Yes.
RF space
Sorry po.
Grace. Okay.
Apo ma'am, pwede naman po may space. Then ER po.
ER.
Enter po. Warning, secure flight passenger data required for ticketing 1 to 2. Ma'am, ibig sabihin ma'am yan, ayan, parang sa travel expertise,
Okay.
sinasabihan ka po niya na kailangan po natin ng mag-encode ng passport details ni passenger because of the requirements ni Canada.
I
Ayun.
see.
Correct. Because of, di ba po, yun nangyari sa 9/11 bombing po ba yun?
Mm-mm.
So there. So ma'am,
But-
pagka ganyan, ER lang po ulit.
Okay. So, pero pwede kong tapusin yung PNR ko regardless
Yes.
sa
Kung kahit wala
pang
pong flight,
documents.
correct ma'am. Nire-remind ka lang ma'am niya na kailangan ng documentation.
Okay.
So,
So, ER
there.
ulit.
ER po, correct. There. Meron ka na pong booking. So ma'am, ang reference number mo po, booking reference, yung nakikita nyo po dun sa taas, yung
This one.
66XJ91.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Ayan, ma'am. Pagka tinawag niya ma'am yan sa airline, mapupull out niya ma'am siya. Mapupull out nila yan sa end nila. Yun nga lang, nasa training environment. So there.
so
Yes,
pwede
ma'am,
yung,
question. Yes,
yung
ma'am.
booking dito
Correct
sa
po. Ma'am, hindi po
taas?
ma'am siya dyan gagana.
Okay.
Kailangan ma'am
I
talaga
see.
manual.
So,
Sige ma'am,
encode
para
pa
mamasok
rin.
po ma'am yung booking niyo. Ma'am, ignore ka ma'am, IG. Ibig sabihin po ma'am ng IG, to exit sa PNR. Tapos ma'am, pwede tayo mag-pull out ng booking. Ma'am, try niyo ma'am pull out. Ang code
Okay
ma'am
po.
is RT.
R-
Medyo nakikita niyo ma'am na number, yung record locator.
Okay, this
I-type niyo
the
po
six-
yan. Papa.
so may
Ano?
ano na.
So, mapapansin niyo po yung sa OPW saka sa OPC. Kung sino po ang rules ma'am dyan. So, 1 June niya is mahal.
100
Each Canada. So, kailangan per ticket. So, ma'am, ang rate niyo ma'am per passenger since business class, yan po, 131,407. That's a live rate po talaga.
But
Total
at
for
least-
2 passenger.
But at least in Philippine peso na
Apa,
siya.
naka-Philippine peso na po. Since naka-Manila duty code
I
po siya.
see.
For 2 passenger, 262,000 po yung rate.
Mhm.
For one way pa lang yun, ma'am. Wala pa yung pabalik.
Okay.
Mas makakamura ka parehas Japan Airlines. Oh, mas mura.
Yung
Same
both
ano lang po kasi
flights.
siya, ma'am. Same fare rules, kumbaga. So there.
Mhm. Okay po.
Yan, ma'am. Meron ka na pong booking. Kaya kung may gusto mo mag-quote, pwede yan, ma'am. Pwede kang mag-quote dyan. Pwede niyo po malaman yung totoong rate.
Mhm.
Since live booking naman po talaga siya.
Okay po. Thank you so much, Prof. Benji.
Sure, ma'am. Sure po.
I've tried na po.
Ma'am, pwedeng di mo na siya i-delete. Ako na po magdi-delete sa end ko.
Okay, sige po. So,
Thank you,
log
ma'am.
out ko na lang siya dito.
Yes, ma'am. Sure po.
Okay. Sige, thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Meron pa po bang question or Miss Agnes, meron pa pong gusto mag-try kung enough pa po yung time natin? We can do that naman po.
I think pwede kay Edivan po.
Sige, ma'am. Sure po.
Para at
log
least one
out.
student po.
Sige, ma'am. Sure po.
Edivan?
Sign out po, ma'am, sa upper right corner po. Sign out.
Edivan?
Natulog na po ata siya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay na, na-sign out
sige.
ko na po.
Thank you po.
You can access na dun sa dun sa link using the username para matry mo din. And then you can share your screen.
Para makita ng mga classmates. There.
Before the sign-in pala, kailangan mo, ito na, nag-share screen.
Ayan, for sign in mo lang po. Go lang. Huwag mo i-refresh. No. Hayaan mo lang siya. Parang di na siya nag-load, no? Sige na nga, refresh mo na nga daw po. Sorry. Sige, continue. Maybe, access mo na lang siya ulit sa ibang link. I mean, panibagong link lang. Or sa panibagong tab. Nasa Zoom. Nakikita namin yung buong conversation.
Kita na po.
Yes po. I-accept mo lang po yung sa cookie policy and then got it para mawala sila. Got it mo lang and then accept the cookie. There. Ma'am Agnes, mas okay po kung kayo po magbibigay po no itinerary na gagawin niyo.
Okay po. Ano na lang. Yung date is on 17th of December. Ay, hindi na lang. 17th of January. Then from Manila. Ano pala yun?
AM, correct.
December, ano yun?
January 17 daw po.
GAN po ba?
Yes, correct po. Then from Manila
to
Manila to ano na lang. Paris.
Ano pong code ng
CDG. Charles de Gaulle. Correct. CDG. There.
Tapos,
ayan. Meron po tayong flight availability kay CX, Cathay Pacific. Pero nakalagay po dyan, mapapansin mo ngayon, naka-L instead na number. Ibig sabihin fully booked, naka-waitlisted na po siya. So, ang pwede natin kunin, I believe, wala. Lahat naka-waitlisted. Try mo ibang dates yung medyo mas malayo. Say, August maybe, para sure na meron. August 17, para medyo matlayo-layo pa siya. Sige lang, go. CDG, sige, enter mo siya. Ayun, I can see TG. We can book TG there. Yankee class under TG. Yeah, segment number 2. Connecting flight.
So, TG.
SS.
SS pala.
Yep, for how many passengers daw po, Miss Agnes? Or Ma'am Agnes daw po?
Only one lang po.
Only one passenger. Why? Yankee class na lang. Then, segment number 2. There. Enter. There. So, pabalik. Ma'am, kailan mo gusto pong bumalik? Ma'am, isang buwan ka ba doon, ma'am?
Ano lang, 2 weeks lang ako doon. So I think from 14 days.
Apo. From 14 days, 18 yung dating.
30.
18, 19, 20, 30. Apo, 30. Actually, 29. Kasi 18 ka nag-arrive. Pero okay na rin naman.
29 na lang.
29.
August. MNL. Tapos CDG.
Mali. Pabalik na po. Pabalik. CDG to Manila. August, CDG to Manila. And then, you better check na lang specific RG para okay yung itinerary mo. You may do the slash, then ATG. Slash ATG, kung meron man. Enter. TG, not TJ. You better repeat the command. AN 29
slash
No. After 29 it should be August, 'di ba? The month. Yan, 29 AUG CDG MNL slash ATG Golf. Tango Golf. There. TG is Thai Airways. Let's see kung meron. There, meron. So you may book segment number 1 or segment number 2. Ikaw bahala kung anong gusto mong kunin.
SS na po.
SS1. Sorry, akala ko alam mo na yung gagawin. SS1. Then Y. Sure lang. SS1, Y. Tapos ko ang segment number.
One lang po or 2.
Ikaw, anong gusto mong kunin? Kahit ano sa dalawa. Okay. Enter. Go lang. There. You have na your itinerary. So next under Ma'am Agnes name daw po. So paano ka mag-enter nga daw po ulit ng name? NM1.
NM1.
Then last name of the passenger.
Name ko po or name ni Ma'am Agnes?
Ma'am Agnes. And then slash first name. And then space there. Enter. There. So contact details, you may add mobile number.
P,
correct. And then M, mama. And then dash. Should be dash. And then there, yung contact number. Siguro contact number mo na lang or any contact number will do.
Tapos
enter.
Yep.
Travel agency contact number. AP space. Tapos, say for example, MNL na lang. MNL space. And then, the travel agency name. Mag-invento ka ng travel agency name. Okay, space. Contact number. Yep.
Tapos?
Contact number po. and then followed by the dash, and then travel agent name, sabihin mo ng ikaw, your name. No. Pangalan mo mismo. Travel agent.
Oh?
No. Under your name. Lagay mo Eddie Van. After the dash, it should be under your name.
Dito?
Yep. There.
Enter.
Enter. Then add ka ng email address, APE dash, then email address. Enter. After that one, meron ka ng details, contact details, itinerary and name. So ticketing deadline. TKTL. Slash. Sabihin mo ng 16 August. There. Correct. Enter. And then receive from under your name. Receive ka. RF. Edivan. Enter. ER. Enter. Warning, TG requires ticket on or before 17 August. Okay, ER. Enter. There. So you have now already your PNR or your booking reference. So your booking reference 677975. So that's the record locator or the rel of Ma'am Agnes Montañez booking for Manila to CDG to Paris, France. There. Congratulations. Oh yeah, marunong ka na mag-create ng booking. Sure. Kunin ko na lang po, Ma'am Agnes, yung number po ni Edivan for the price na pinangako ko po kanina. So you will be receiving 500 from me po. Gcash na lang.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats, Ivan. Okay po.
Diba?
Bigay ko po mamaya, sir.
Thank you po. So meron po ba kayong questions, clarifications po?
Wala na po kasi it's already 12:03.
Correct. It's 12:03 na. So,
Okay.
Okay, at this juncture, we would like again to request Ma'am Agnes Montañez to award the Certificate of Recognition to our resource speaker, requesting multimedia staff to share it to the screen.